Underdog Daily with the Badge Bros, Jon and Nez. Not gonna lie, a little self-conscious about my intros now that they became kind of a thing after Off and On the Clock there. I wasn't trying to do a thing. I was just, finding a new way to do the intro. Back in the day, I used to come out here and try and, think up some witty anecdote or something clever to say right off the top. And your boy's washed now. He just needs something to repeat every single show now. And I don't know, it's sounding worse since Pete tried to make fun of it the other day. I'm not sure how to feel about this one, Ness.
That's always the worst, right? You just got something that's routine. Someone calls it out, and
Yeah.
now it's in the back of your head, and you're self conscious about it. Like it sucks. It stinks, but you gotta break through it, man. You gotta break through it and lean in.
Oh man, impossible for me to be shook, to be shaken by Pete on those intros, man. I'm sticking with it,
Got to.
Dude, good night on the platform last night. The platform of the people here, Underdog Fantasy. You got to give a shout out to Jay Baconator, longtime viewer of the program, longtime friend of the show. Took down the 10K in the hoops last night. I was only in the main slate, to be honest, so I actually don't know kind of what took place outside of that. But I saw a bunch of friends and family up at the top there. I saw Crutches, I saw Easy, I saw a bunch of good players up at the top as well. So shout out to them. And then shout out to Mike Skarian, who got us a nice pick'em in the Discord home last night. I know a lot of people played alongside that one. And man, we were so close with the unabated tools for our first night using them. We lost to the 0.5 hook on the Javonte Green rebounds. We went 2 for 3 and then lost by the 0.3 there, or 0.5 there. But all in all, pretty good night for community, would you say?
Yeah, definitely, man. I saw a lot of Discord members in the leaderboards on the Tuesday tip-off. Yeah, shout out to Jay Baconator once again. Our guy Easy, newly minted hoops guy as well up there. Buzzer beater. It's Mookie. I think Mookie hangs out.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah. Mookie won the buzzer beater. And layup line, Jazar, your favorite, very close friend of the show, Jazar. Yeah. At least Jazar pushes the plane. We'll give him that. But like,
Jazar's
he's still on the wrong side of the community though. You know,
it's
like,
true.
I just had to. It was just that one time, but because he's your boy, we'll give him the shout out. Jon, I gotta say, man, I mean. Let me just prepare myself to say this. I ran bad yesterday.
Oh, no.
I did. No one wants to hear it. No one wants to believe little old Nez can actually run bad. But Jon, 37% J-dub last night. The highest scoring player on the slate just fucking hammered that.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, but you know who else I drafted a lot of was Desmond Bane. Desmond Bane, too busy working on his deltoids and his biceps to actually put any balls through the hoop or grab any boards or dish out any dimes. So GG's to me. I also missed the Russell Westbrook memo. I guess he's
back, baby.
Russell Westbrook. Didn't know that. So GG's to me. We'll get him today though.
There was there were a couple Scroll the F dance that got home in a big way last night. Russell Westbrook being one of them with the triple dub, turning back the clock there. And then the other one, our guy Dalton Connect, man. Connect 4 there went on an absolute heater. I think he scored 18 straight points to close out the third, something like that. Just, man, looks kind of like vintage Clay, Like just
I mean, that's a huge help to the Lakers. If he's out there contributing and like banging threes, that's huge, man. They need to get D'Lo out of there like as soon as possible.
It's just such a better complementary piece to the handling of like Reeves, LeBron, and AD, especially when so much is funneling through those guys right now. To just have a spot up like ice cold shooter in the corner and not a guy who wants every 5th possession to play ISO ball with their 4th best play,
Yeah, I mean, it just there's second unit only, and I think that's kind of like what he's been demoted to. But regardless, man, it's just connect huge for the Lakers, and I like it, man. I want LeBron to have a good team, so I think it'll be.
So do I.
I think it would be cool if that happened, but yeah, and little Al Horford had himself a nice night too.
Yeah,
He
dude,
definitely was in
nice
consideration. Wasn't good enough to like you needed 40 from everybody. He had 38.9, but I give myself a little pat on the back for that one. I didn't get as much as I wish, but yeah.
I'm going to just bring this up real quick here, just because as we're talking through it, I actually didn't even parse through leaderboard and stuff like that after last night. Let's see if that looks better. There we go. It was AD, Jamal Murray. So the Jamal Murray, pushing up to, we had that conversation
that was good
with Fan yesterday, right? It didn't look great in the first half, and then Jamal played first quarter rather, and then Jamal started to play some ball there. And then J-Dub, as you alluded to, Brandon Miller, who Fan shouted out on the show as potentially beneficial for with or without Trey Mann. He liked it, but could have been a huge benefactor if Trey Mann missed. He ended up playing. And then we got the Schroeder and Cam Johnson, who Jay Baconator shouted out the ETR guys for getting on, but we had that Cam Thomas probable tag, downgrade to probable, downgrade to Q tag 20 minutes before tip, and then ruled out like almost right at tip. So weird sequence of events there for the Brooklyn stuff, but it led people to that Cam Johnson 50 burger in the last round.
Yeah, he was kind of all over the 6th round, sometimes not even drafted. So just a really nice pick there. And a really, really nice team from our guy Jay Baconator. So you love to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Was there any way to some nights you kind of need optimal and then other nights you don't? There was definitely a way to outscore this team, was there not? Like if you don't have Schroeder in here, there was a higher scoring piece in that 5th or 6th kind of deal.
I forget who, but I think you might be right.
Connect at 46.
Yeah. John, I got we have a couch being delivered.
This guy, you're starting a fucking furniture store at your place, huh?
Yeah, and of course they're here.
Bubs is going for it.
Yeah, can you give me a second?
Yeah.
They didn't give us no goddamn courtesy call.
Classic, dude. Yeah, Russ would have been. There you go, Chris. Hey, shout out to Chris who took down the 4K After Dark there. Not last night, but the night before there. Yeah, I mean, all in all, I wasn't on it last night. Just kind of one of those nights for me. But all in all, for the community here, I'm seeing a bunch of familiar names out here. Wiles down here, as we previously stated, all these guys, and then Baconator hanging out all the time there. I played a bunch of AD, played a bunch of Jamal. Evan Mobley stuff aged like pretty well. He kind of got a boost up to that left side corner when they ruled out all the Q tags. My number one lineup apparently had a swap in here. That was a Cam Thomas team. I went to Scottie Pippen Jr. once I saw he was starting there. I thought it was a little bit of leverage, and obviously I already had Connect in there, so true scroll the F down right there. Yeah, let's talk about today's slate. Today's slate is it's Q tag laden. It is let's start with ADP. It's Q tag laden slate. There's a lot of mystery box. I would say one of which being all the way down here that's going to impact plays is we had the Jalen Johnson late rule out with the leg injury out of nowhere last time out. So that'll be one that plays in. Miles Turner missed last game, has a Q tag going into this Houston game here, affecting that same Houston game, and will affect Fred VanVleet, a.k.a. JVV's ADP and stuff like that, is Jalen Green. Because Jalen Green in a pace-up spot against the Pacers, this looks like a pretty nice play there. And then Tyrese Maxey, who openly called out Embiid yesterday or the day before. The Sixers are a dumpster fire right now. And we're going to have potentially the healthiest version of the Sixers in which we have seen this season. Jared McCain playing some good ball right now. Embiid not looking like Embiid. I really want to fade Embiid today, but it's a classic. It's a classic 2 bad box scores, and then people start fading and they want to see it first, and then he fucking crams Embiid shit all over your head. But man, does he look bad right now. I did the D-tag stuff last time. I watched a bit of that game. Man, no penetration, no aggression towards the hoop, very little handling. He's not doing his patented like step back stuff and shooting over guys. It just looks soft. It looks slow. I was shocked that like Drummond looks better on the floor right now, just from an eye test standpoint, in my estimation. Like when they went to that second unit, because the Sixers were getting crushed in that last ball game 2 nights ago. Who was that one against? If memory serves, Miami. Yeah, when Jimmy Buckets was back and whatnot, and like obviously Bam's a tough defensive 5 matchup, but like, dude, kind of wild that just like how unathletic he looks, how call it out of shape, slow, whatever, and you just still are scared that he's going to jam 50 down your throat on a night like tonight. So that's Q tag lay of the land. And then there's a bunch of moving parts associated with the Pelicans. The Pelicans have no one. We have no idea who the Pelicans are going to play tonight. Just doing macro kind of like overview here.
Gotcha.
As, Cavs have ruled out half their lineup already in Levert, Sam Merrill, Okoro, and Darius Garland, who had one of the worst shooting nights I can remember in recent memory last night. Truly, truly bad. Yeah, so a lot of moving pieces to this one, and a lot of stuff that isn't filed on the injury report just yet. So, yeah, I don't know. Where are your kind of leans at here, Nez? I got 4 Q tags on here. Do you have any leans on those 4 Q tags?
I think Jalen Johnson's like truly 50-50. Sorry if you can hear this dog like in the other room. Gonna mute whenever I'm not talking. I think Jalen Johnson's 50-50. Miles Turner 50-50. Jalen Green, I think, plays, but I'm taking Jalen Green, and I'm really interested if he doesn't play. But I know that there's gonna be some swaps. Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, I'm not laughing at the dog. I'm laughing at Brandon's comment in the chat here. Trying to draft some NBA right now, but just had to deliver a stupid couch.
That's funny. That's funny.
Oh, what up to new me here?
Yeah. So if Jalen Green doesn't play, I'm really interested in him, even though there's going to be some swaps from earlier in the day. But, I think now is still a good time to draft Jalen Green, because if he doesn't play, dude, Amin Thompson, just a giga smash if he does not play. You can even do that right now. Even it's a little thin, but every now and then, like these Rockets guys just like get more run out of nowhere. But it's going to help if Jalen Green sits. And then Maxey, like I was doing 6-round Maxey to start, thinking I was sneaky, but like is 22 minutes of Maxey, if he plays, going to do much for you? Does he play 22 minutes? Dude, I think the minutes restriction is like a lock if he plays, but like John, the Embiid call out narrative, can this guy actually suit up and not play a full allotment of minutes after he just called out Joel Embiid?
That's an interesting wrinkle to it. Yeah, I talked about it a little bit there. I was talking about it more from the Embiid angle side there, because this should be a cook spot for Embiid, but I'm having a really tough time clicking his name because of, being a guy who actually watches the games. Man, he looks bad right now. So I don't know, maybe a get right spot with no Edie here. Memphis hasn't filed an injury report yet. So, JJJ is a tough 5, but kind of undersized comparative to Embiid there, probably runs better as a 4 there. So they'll probably put size on the floor and play some Brandon Clark minutes there, which feels like it should be a decent spot for Embiid to get right, especially after getting called out. But like, I don't know. What do you think about the Embiid ADP and like how it all it plays? Because the usage might not be there as well if Maxey comes back and we have kind of like all 4 of those core 4 now cooking.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really have too many. Like, I don't think we have pick'ems up for Embiid, right? I'm pretty sure.
I haven't seen. Yeah, I didn't check, to be honest. I can look right now.
No, we don't have any pick'ems up, so it's really hard to compare. We do have projections, and the projections from ETR at least love them.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't think I would I would take Steph Curry over Embiid tonight.
Yeah. I feel really bad about it right now. Like it's such a fish thing to say, like you want to see it first, but like, man, that like
at this ADP, I think it makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, is Steph a bridge too far? I don't know. Like, obviously, the Hawks matchup is okay outside of the Dyson Daniels, but like, you got to think Dyson Daniels sticks to him like glue, and that's like a dude that matters. We just saw it last game out with, Fox still got his, but like, yeah, I don't know. Everyone else on the Warriors is just playing 20.
It's Steph Curry, man. Like,
yeah, I guess, yeah.
You don't. I don't think you overthink this spot. They have one of the highest, if not the highest, implied team total on the slate. Even if he's on him, dude, he's like one of the best assist guys out right now. On top of it, he gets steals. To me, it's just like it's such a smash spot for Steph, and like the floor. I mean, we're not drafting guys at ADP 5 for floors, but like the floor on him is much safer, in my opinion, than it is on Embiid and even Franz, who, Franz MVP. Let's not get it twisted here, but Franz and the Clippers that's gridiron football right there.
That is, yeah. We're talking about a 204 total.
It's insane, and I forget the actual number, but I think it's like 5 straight games the Magic have held an opponent under 100 points.
Wow.
That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
We've talked about how locked down that defense is, and that's even without Paulo right now. Like, yeah, that guard defense is rock solid there, from the combination of Suggs and Black, and our guy coming off the bench there, Jonathan Isaac, matters in terms of defense. We love that.
6 straight games, by the way. 1,
wow.
2, 3. Yeah.
Pat Moore is asking here, brand new member. Thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate you being part of the community, bro. Definitely seen you around Pete stuff before. Do we have any evergreen NBA Battle Royale content? We should, but we basically
that's like
just run the show like this every day and kind of work it all in.
That's tough because NBA is like a full-time job.
Yeah.
Like so much changes.
Yeah. I would say yesterday's was a pretty good precursor with Fan there. Like, just, anytime we have a guest on and we kind of dial it back and hit the reset button on like some macro concepts about, flipping the board and how far you push guys with projection and getting unique in the later rounds. Like, we talked through 3 or 4 of those yesterday. So yeah, I think that would probably be a good starting point. But in general, we just kind of talk through it all on the fly because every slate's pretty distinctly different. Yeah, this is a good segue to kind of talking about the macro landscape of the slate that is non-Q tag related. I'll bring up unabated odds comparison for that, Nez. But yeah, good. Let me see here. Do I need to give that a zoom or two? What does it look like if I give it a?
I will. Yeah, and it's gonna need a few.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. No, this is good though. It's zooming the way I was hoping it for. Yeah, we got the most recent news on the right-hand side, as you can see, so we won't miss anything there. As we were talking there, we got an injury report that says Marcus Smart is now doubtful. John Concher is now doubtful, which means you're probably going to get, I guess, not for sure, but you're probably going to get Bane and JJJ playing on the back-to-back.
I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty important information for us for our contest. Bring Scottie Pippen Jr. into play. I imagine Brandon Clark starts at the 5. Yeah. But just macro stuff here as Nick kind of pushed us in the direction here. GM, easy. Shoutouts for last night, bro. Yeah, the difference between the 2 games is like 30 plus points. And that's where we could see here. I will bring up, we're dealing with spread. I will bring up the totals here. And we could just go ahead and look, we got this higher lower over under here, 239 versus 204 in that Magic Clippers game. Also, Clippers without Norm Powell tonight, who has been a big addition in scoring for them. They have had a tough time in the best of matchups putting the ball in the basket, dude. So, yeah, I mean, maybe Kevin Porter Jr. draws in to the starting lineup tonight there, but yeah, what's kind of just your macro here with some of these games and some of these spreads? Because we got heavy favorite Cavs. We got, low totals, high totals. Are you just trying to ape as many pieces as you can of Atlanta, or what are you thinking here?
I mean, not necessarily. And also, by the way, pro tip, instead of you can do just look at like straight totals. I like doing the combined. So you see, you get to see both like all in one screen. I think it's a pretty clean view. And I mean, by looking at this, like the Bucks stand out and the Warriors stand out in a really, really big way, obviously. And the Thunder as well, when you're just like thinking about team totals here. Yeah, the Bucks to me, like I want a lot of Dame Lillard in this spot.
Yep.
You pretty much just want everybody against the Bucks, against the Bulls. So I have Dame up, above ADP based on what I'm seeing here. You can Brooke Lopez, like,
dude, he's been playing some hoops. Dude, he's been playing some hoops right now. Those box scores have been big.
I know, and I'm like, this looks like such a great spot to get back on Brooke. Yeah, Run Good Rick on it here, Splash Mountain. Yeah, I mean he was being drafted a lot, and then ETR was like, oh, we don't really like him so much, and then people stopped drafting him, and I'm glad because like now I can get him in the 6th round because people were taking him in the 5th round. Yeah, I think he makes sense here. I forget. I gotta look. Isn't there like a Winky Christ narrative about like Splash Mountain versus the Bulls? Don't bigs against the Bulls just like drain threes like crazy, or am I making that up?
Well, I'm pretty sure the Bulls are really bad at giving up catch and shoot points, so that would say something. And then I'm pretty sure Vooch is, one of the guys that you always target for bigs to go against, so that tracks. But I'm not sure if I remember. I'm
gonna try to find it real quick if I can.
Yeah, no, please do, because that's a good one. I mean, you want to talk about flowchart spots? You're on it with the Dame stuff. There is Bulls opposing guards versus Bulls guards this year has been that's been a smash spot there. Yeah, Nick saying the same thing here would make sense with Vooch out there. Sam Olsen saying I thought it was Vooch threes against the Bucks.
Okay, that's what it is. I knew there was something going on there. So maybe we like Vooch tonight as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Here you go. Ron Goodrick saying the same thing. Like, it's weird how they play Vooch more as a 3 shooter than a post up guy now.
Okay, I found it.
Okay,
Vooch threes against Milwaukee. It's just a tweet from Winky. I'll try to find more, but he just said Vooch threes against Milwaukee forever.
Okay,
forever. So
well, that might lead us to the old pick'em lobby there. Let me see if they got anything for Vooch threes.
Yeah. Because I know he always does this.
Yeah. Guys, it's not about being the smartest guy in the room. It's about knowing the smartest people in the room.
100%. There you go. 1.5 with a boost. So tuck that away.
Okay, we'll tuck that away for a half minute here before Numi sees. We'll put that behind there. We got to think of something interesting to pair it with. I'm trying to think of maybe getting ahead of some of the Cleveland rotation stuff. Trying to think to get ahead. Like, I'm thinking some of the lineup stuff today. Like, I'm trying to find today's Connect 4, and I'm going to start aping into my late round takes a little more. Yesterday we were like pretty certain that Rui was going to be out. I should have been hammering instead of hedging with the Connect 4 stuff. We knew he could fill it up. We know he could shoot it.
Yeah.
It was a good matchup to shoot. Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, Brandon Boston's probably going to have a pretty big handling role today, but I don't even know if you want any of that smoke against Cleveland. Like, that game could be over in the first half, 12-point favorites and Cavs playing. T-Bear saying Dame double-double. You liked the Dame stuff. I'm not sure I love it in the double-double capacity. I probably like it more in the points capacity. but could be a fun one to pair it with. Jake St. Vooch has averaged 20.5 points versus the Bucks in the last 10 matchups there. What about like a little like Ty Jerome run? We saw Craig Porter Jr. get some good run last night. Those are guys that I'm thinking through both 6th round and pick'em lobby stuff.
Ty Jerome's definitely interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know what his projections or pick'ems look like yet, but I think even for drafts, man, there's no way there's anything up on him, right?
Not sure yet. I'm looking at the Dame stuff real quick.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
Dame double 2.26.
With the dimes, obviously. Interesting.
Yeah. I don't see him wanting to get rid of the ball that much. Yeah, I doubt there's anything for Ty Jerome. Can't even get him.
There's not.
We could look for the Cavs in general here.
They got the big 3, and that's it.
Yeah.
But BBJ, man,
the bane of our existence.
Yeah.
Javonte Creed.
Yeah, BBJ though, 28.5 PRA. That's solid. He's usually a stock guy as well. So he's a good 6th round pick, man, because he has to play 30 plus minutes. Like he just simply has to.
Yeah, I mean, like, let's talk about that rotation for a second. Like, man, Theis and Jameson are big guys off the bench. Like, what kind of guard depth do they have? You know, like what are they going to play tonight with from a handling perspective outside of Brandon Boston?
I mean, dude, I can't name these players.
Right.
I have to. Jamal Cain.
Yeah.
Like, is Elfrid Payton playing tonight?
Probably, because
Antonio Reeves?
What's his name's done on the 10-day contract?
Jalen Noel.
Yeah, Noel's 10-day was up today, I think.
Yeah, they announced that he's off. They released him. I'm interested in JRE though from the Pels. I think he's going to play a shit ton. So
yeah, well, they'll definitely need some size out there against Mobley and Jared Allen, and especially if Missy misses, right? So
yeah, not really. News that we just got in that I thought was really interesting. We can't draft this player, I don't believe, but Hartenstein is questionable tonight.
Oh, wow. That's going to improve their defense. The ETR guys were suggesting that he would come back from the hand after Thanksgiving. That was kind of like the timeline. So this is a little bit early for him to be listed as questionable. Yeah. So that's good one. I mean, that defense, just the rich keep getting richer with that. Like that defense is going to be so good with him as well. Get Chet back. That team, holy shit, that team's good.
Yeah. I don't think it impacts J-Dub a ton tonight, but like J-Dub has been playing a lot of 5, which is like interesting. I still love him tonight, but as in J-Dub. But yeah, that's very interesting. And yeah, shout out to the best ball bags as always.
Always. I'm trying to think through another one to pair it with in the pick'em lobby. I might just take a look here at the market-based pick'em stuff. Oh, we got Scotty Barnes Q tag for tomorrow too.
Yeah, I would probably do some Fred VanVleet stuff, to be honest. I don't think that they're. I mean, he is getting a pretty big inflated line right now, but like I still think that against the Pacers and with a chance that Jalen Green sits, I like Fred VanVleet a lot tonight.
Okay, you seen what I'm seeing here? I want to finish this pick'em. I like the Fred VanVleet shout, especially if we get no Jalen Green. That could be like a conditional projection spot, as you're alluding to here. Dude, this Brandon Clark one.
They like the lower though. You were talking about him playing a little bit more.
No, yeah, I don't. No, I just because he plays doesn't mean I think he'll do shit. Like, I I think now that we got the injury report from that one, that's a decent one to hop on right now.
Yeah, let's see what they have it at. All right.
All right. Let's take the lower on that one with the Vooch threes. And then the other one that the Pick'em Builder is suggesting is Donovan Mitchell, who's the cover boy today because I just love the way he plays basketball. Take the higher on the assists with Garland out. That's today's.
Oh.
Easy work. Light work. Light work, Nez.
Give me that in the private chat.
It pains me. It pains me to go against a good Canadian kid like Brandon Clark. But when I see a 16% edge there after an injury report comes out and we think JJJ is going to play, give me that one.
Yeah. No, it's a good hit.
I know it hurts the best ball bags for you, but it's got to be done, bro.
They're already hurt with the Brandon Clark stuff, but it's all right. There's still time. It's a long play. It's not a short-term play.
Let's just do rapid fire game by game here with these ones as like potential players in your player pool that we haven't discussed yet, kind of thing, and then let's look at their ADPs, like juxtapose their ADPs. So Pels and Cavs there, Nez. Who are you comfortable drafting on the Pels outside of Brandon Boston Jr.?
I am legitimately like interested in JRE in the sixth, but that's it. That is it.
Okay. Robinson Earl in the sixth potentially, and that's it for him.
And BBJ, but yeah.
Yeah. That was implied. BBJ is going to be a part of everybody's player pool. There. Let's do Cavs up next there. I think this is going to be interesting with them being 12-point favorites. Like, you don't like to play for blowout run, but that's kind of like a spread that's implying some blowout run. So obviously at the front end of draft boards, we're going to get the big three. Do you have any lean between Mitchell Mobley and Allen as potentially good values? I think Allen has the lowest ADP by quite a bit right now. He didn't close last night, which was quite surprising. Tight ball game against Boston, and they left him off the floor. I don't know what that says from a coaching perspective, but just something that I had noticed there. Yeah, and then scroll the F downs. You know, are we thinking Ty Jerome?
I don't know, man. I think Ty Jerome can maybe get a click in the sixth round. I don't know what information I would need to do that, but like, he's been playing, and this is such a joke of a game that like I don't think it's crazy to mix in Ty Jerome in the sixth. As far as like the Cavs themselves, maybe we see Spida go nuts. They just feel so gross, and everybody feels gross about them as a thing. Nobody's like really like, it's not an arms race to grab these Cavaliers. So I'm getting them as they fall. But I'm not like super confident in any of them. But Jared Allen being the cheapest, and like, you know, across like the whole, him and Mobley just kind of like flip flop who's having the good games. That to me, like in principle, just makes him like the better click, right? Because he's so much cheaper.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. I am a little scared that George Niang closed over him last night. I mean, Niang had a bunch of fouls too. Not that it matters when it's closing time. Anyways, if he fouls out, he fouls out at that point. But yeah, it was just kind of.
I just feel like that's like. One. Yeah, I just that is a fact. I don't think that matters tonight.
Okay. Yep.
I just don't see how that matters tonight.
Okay. Jake giving us some good alpha here, saying that the Pels are fourth most points allowed to opposing centers. So feels like Mobley and Allen could do enough in 3 quarters to smash there.
Right. I mean, and Allen's the cheapest.
Yeah. I like it. Bucks Bulls here. Nez, we had a question in the chat here. Charles asking, you know, who would you rather pair Vooch with, Vooch and Levine or Kobe White? I think that's kind of just Kobe White for me in terms of pairing guys, but then I'd rather play Levine because he's going to project better, and Levine just kind of overall is, yeah, he's been getting his shots up, man. So I like me some Levine tonight, but in terms of pairing the two, I think you want kind of like the distributing guy, but yeah, just pair the two together that are going to score the most fantasy points. Easy game.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, like, I wouldn't really overthink it. I would take Levine over Kobe White. So
Yeah.
if
Okay.
if that's the conundrum there, and you have Vooch on the team, I just think you take Levine. If those are the two guys you're debating, you just take Levine. But
Okay.
I like Levine and Kobe White tonight, though.
Okay.
They're
Cool.
both my player pool, obviously.
No Patrick Williams tonight. Does that matter for getting to like Io in the 6th round, or is that too thin?
I wouldn't do that.
Okay. And Giddy, we've seen his minutes crater the last couple times out here.
Yeah.
It's like they've determined that he's bad at defense, like the league has determined for the last 3 years. Yeah, I don't think you can click it right now. I think the minutes floor is too low. But Giddy in the 6th, is that something you would get to?
I mean, I wouldn't fault anybody for doing it, but I'm not.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. On the Bucks side of the ball, I mean, this game has one of the higher implied team totals, tied for the highest, game totals, tied for the highest game total on the slate with that Hawks and Warriors game. It looks like a decent pace spot too. So you alluded to getting over on Dame. Obviously, you can't get over on Giannis. He's the 101. Brook Lopez in the last round. Is there any interest in anybody else? Bobby Portis, DeLon Wright's minutes coming up a little bit. Is that too thin for the 6th round?
No, I'm not doing that.
All right. Sounds good. Covered those ones pretty well there. Sixers and Grizz up next here. We kind of talked through, all the mouths to feed there. If we do anticipate Maxey coming back, it's interesting that the hashtag models are projecting Maxey for, unrestricted, uncapped minutes, basically. I mean, not uncapped, but like they're giving him like 31 to 33, depending where you look right now. You were thinking 20s. I think it really matters in terms of like he could be the best 6th round pick on the board, or he could be, a complete nothing burger. The other thing is, if you take him, you can get free McCain swaps as well. So in the same vein as you liked the Jalen Green in or out, you can get the Thompson swaps. The swaps are pretty clean tonight. Now, do you want 30% McCain going against the Grizz tonight? I don't know. That's up to you. But yeah, 223-ish total here. So what do you like on this one?
I mean, I'm really shocked that you're seeing 33 minutes projected here by ETR. Yeah, just from where I'm looking at, because like that feels fragile. If he's getting less than that, then GG's, no thanks. But not even like a fantasy point per minute is pretty interesting. I guess we'll wait and see on that. But yeah, that's that. Okay.
I just don't see how right now, like we look at ADP, I don't see how all these things can be true. That Maxey projects as like the 20th best player on the slate, that Embiid projects as the 3rd best player on the slate, and that Paul George somehow projects as like the 12th to 15 to 12th best player on the slate. Like not all 3 of those things can be true tonight, right?
I mean, I wouldn't think so. Not on a night where like we don't have full speed Embiid. Maybe we do. We just don't know it. Mm-hmm. And Maxey off a hamstring injury.
Right?
Like it's a really tough spot. I mean, like it could there's so many things to wrestle. One of the pieces of the puzzle here. I think that my TLDR on this is like Embiid is probably a fade for me on the whole. Uh-huh. Paul George is a buy, and Maxey's a fade. Just if I was to just sum it up.
All right. Respect it, dude. Let's talk about the Grizz side of the ball. They had a bunch of guys who, let me grab the injury report real quick here because it just came out. I mean, I guess I could just filter teams. Where are we going here? Memphis. Contra doubtful. Marcus Smart. Edie's already week to week. Brandon Clark's going to play tonight. That's an old nugget, but Brandon Clark's going to start tonight. Just thinking through the Grizz side of the ball. Desmond Bane coming off a bad one last night. He's pushed up decently in our ADP. JJJ's pushed up. And outside of that, not a ton of Scottie Pippen Jr. going late. But I could see myself getting to it now with this Marcus Smart. Doubtful kind of secures some of that handling. But if they want size, I mean, we could see them playing a little bit bigger tonight with like Santi Aldama or something, maybe some Jay Huff minutes. I don't know. It's so spread and they have so many bodies, but I kind of want to click somebody here. Yeah. What do you like?
I think Scottie Pippen is like very fringe for me personally. Uh, we'll see. We'll see. For me, that's fringe because like
he just doesn't even.
I know. Yeah. I know. And he doesn't get enough love for being Scottie Pippen Jr. He's literally Scottie Pippen Jr. Like, and no one gives a shit.
No one cares.
Like he's literally like no one even like thinks about the fact that this is like the son of Scott. No, and no one fucking cares. Yeah, no, I mean, I think what's interesting is like Bane, because I don't want to click Bane. I just lost a whole bunch of money because I clicked Bane last night, and no one else wants to click Bane tonight either. It's a good spot, and we've got Marcus Smart doubtful, Conchar doubtful. Should probably be clicking Desmond Bane. But I don't want.
Our guy T-Ball or Sam Wilson will be clicking him. He's a through and through Bane guy there. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, a lot of time off the court last night. I wonder what. I'm not seeing. Like shit. Yeah, I'm not seeing like foul troubles, but I'm seeing like some weird broke up stints.
He didn't have a field goal until the fourth quarter.
Dude, he was dash 24 last night in 29 minutes. Worst on the team. Dash 24. That's hard. That's hard.
Yeah, so I mean, you could probably get the flop lag here.
Yeah, because he was tossing up bricks. I love it. Shout out to Randy Weaver, who's just dropping some appreciation. Love messages like this. Make me feel all warm and fuzzy and want to keep doing the show each day. Okay, dude. I think that's probably pretty good there. Game we haven't talked about at all yet. Let's go Knicks and Suns on this next one. Knicks is 4.5-point favorites on the road here. Suns still without Kevin Durant there. Yusuf Nurkic has the Q tag. Tyus Jones had a nice handling rule and nice game last time out. Still no Bradley Beal there. So, yeah, I mean, there's some players who have been jumping into minutes at the power forward position. Like we saw Josh Okogie have a big game there. Usu had a big game 2 games ago, something like that. Like these guys pushing into the 30-minute range without Nurk. So I don't know. I ask you what you would do with Booker at the top of draft boards. And then is there any auxiliary kind of piece from the Suns that you want to get to in the later rounds that maybe nobody else is getting to right now?
I think I have a lot of Booker right now. I'm trying to update, but I don't want any of the Suns like complimentary pieces. I don't think, unless like no. I mean, like I know Tyus Jones, like nice box score, but I don't really want any of that. But I want do it all Book tonight for sure. I've got a ton of Book. I've got 37% Booker so far. So
wow, nice. Where'd you have them ranked?
Pretty high. Like I think like 8 or 9 or something. So maybe some unique combos, but I've got a lot of them, and I'm happy with it, man. I think the pick'ems for him look really, really solid. Like his PRA is 38.5. Nice. And I think he has a pretty high ceiling too, right? Like I just think he just has like those 60-point fantasy outputs in his bag. And that's what I'm going for here in this spot against the Knicks. I know Knicks kind of perceived as a tougher matchup, and they're not easy, but it's solo Book, man. I want a piece of that.
Okay, yeah, that's a fair point there. Suns, just in terms of ADP, it's Booker and nobody else. So I mean, like if you do want to get ahead of like that Nurk Q tag, maybe. I don't have a lean on the situation. He hasn't played through it in recent memory. It got hurt in that Minnesota game and then didn't play through it in the Orlando one. I don't have a good read on the scenario, but I don't think it's too worrisome for the like. I don't imagine 6th-round Nurk breaks the slate, so I think I'm going elsewhere. I will mix in some Tyus in the last round there. Let's go to the Knicks side of the ball. Minutes are just so effing solid every single night. And basically 4 of them, some rotation of 4 of them will find their way into like every draft. What are you doing with the cat stuff at the top of the board there? Nurk's been a guy we want to target with bigs for years now. What are you doing at the top side of the board here with Jalen Brunson and Cat?
Cat's my 103, so I've got 23% Karl Anthony Towns tonight. He's just a monster right now, man. I want all of that. And then Brunson, I am 18% Brunson, and like you've been getting him at like pick like 15 a lot of the time. Wow.
Okay.
Like he's falling quite a bit. Like that, it's pretty ambiguous today as far as like the second round goes.
Nice.
You're seeing a lot of different stuff happen. Brunson, I think, is a very, very. I will probably be overweight Brunson. I just early in the day, I know people don't like Jalen Brunson, and his ADP is pretty high. So I've been able to get him at some pretty good values, and I have zero problem pairing him with Karl Anthony Towns. That does not cross my mind at any point while drafting. Like I shouldn't be pairing these guys. The minutes are so goddamn strong, and these guys are both so good that like if you're avoiding that combo, I mean, I'm not saying you should seek it out. You just shouldn't overthink it, in my opinion.
Okay. No, I respect it, dude, in a big way there. It's a very interesting, like, kind of like tier here because I like all of these plays in this Brunson, Mitchell, Booker, and Dame tier.
I mean, dude, throw J-Dub in there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Jalen Williams is a monster right now, man. I mean, shooting the lights out last night will help with that fantasy performance, but he's like, I mean, dude, he's fucking doing it all right now. So really strong handling role when Shea's off the floor and just dimes, boards, stock. Like he's filling it up like nobody's business. And against Portland, this is such a good spot. I'm really surprised people aren't chasing the box score here. I'm going to have a ton of Jalen Williams tonight again. I need to get my lick back on J-Dub.
It's interesting because I'm just going to check here. We would have got 230 injury report. I just want to see if they've filed yet. Hartenstein questionable. Chet's out. Other Jalen's out still. Isaiah Joe still out there. Okay. Just wanted to like check on that one. Yeah, going back home as 11-point favorites to this Portland team. I can't fault it, dude. I can't fault it at all. Second night of a back-to-back, but they lost last night. Didn't they not? Yeah, they lost last night to...
Yeah, really shocking.
Big shocking loss to the Spurs without Wemby last night. Lost by 6. Yeah. Interesting one. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think he should definitely be in that tier. This is a really strong, like, middling tier slate.
I'm saying, man. Yeah, and like... when that happens, I think it's important to not get tethered to ADP. Like, if these guys are all the same projection-wise, you should be reaching and pairing guys that aren't normally paired, in my opinion. I think it's a very sharp way to differentiate yourself against the field. So pay attention to what the auto bros are doing. Take a look at their combos and do something else. Because they're going to be super. It's the downfall of autoing. It's necessary for the volume for a lot of people, but if you're a hand builder, you can pay attention to where people are taking players, and it's going to be such a large part of their portfolio. So just deviate.
Right. Deviate. Yeah. No, respect it, dude. Let's talk about that game on the Portland side. Basically, nobody's getting touched. Portland's been bad, and the only time we've played them kind of is in the after dark slate when you get like those fun dudes to click on, like Klingon and we did Time Lord stuff and Banton stuff. I don't know, man. They just have so many bodies right now that it's like hard to want to get overweight anyone because I don't see like the big minute ceiling, especially when they're like almost 12-point dogs here. But what are your thoughts on like the Portland side there?
I think we need to figure out if Simons is playing or not. Until then, it's hard to click anybody.
Okay. If Simons is out, would you be clicking in the 6th round? Sharp, Grant, who would you want to click? Klingon?
I'm gonna just enjoy the best ball bags on Klingon.
Okay.
No, it's too hard to get there in this game because like Time Lord is probably going to play more minutes than him. So he's a really good one. But Sharp, yes, definitely some shade in Sharp. He's been playing a lot. He's been playing well. I would definitely be interested in getting there. You could do some Grant as well, but I'm interested in Sharp in the minutes and the way he's been playing.
Yeah, as you said, those 2 wins that they had over the T-Wolves, kind of like out of nowhere, he played really well, had the 32 minutes, 36 minutes, a 30 and a 38. Then he racked up some stocks and 32 points in the Atlanta matchup in 31 minutes. So, yeah, Sharp's been coming alive as of late, but it is really hinging upon that Simons Q tag right now for sure.
Yeah. Thunder, man. Lost back-to-back games. They lose to Dallas, right?
Yep.
Lost to the Spurs. They got to get right here, man. Yeah, I am still interested in Sharp, but like it's been they're banged up, obviously. That hasn't been their best work as of late.
I want to check in on this Aaron Wiggins box score because I did see him hit a couple threes last night. 20 minutes, 11 points. 15 fantasy points. All right. We'll give it to you.
Check out Case and Wallace.
Was Case and Wallace playing 4 or backup 5? 33 minutes. Wow.
Yeah, he was a wing. I don't think he was playing big. He was playing wing. But yeah, he was solid, man. He was balling.
Yeah. Man, they are really saving Caruso for the postseason, eh? He had 25 minutes last night, but they're really saving him, like defensively.
Caruso?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know that.
They just don't want to use yeah, this is true. Thunder have no positions, just hooping. It's so true. They're so small. All right, dude. Pacers and Rockets. The Q tag on Miles Turner, because he's basically their only big right now. What happened with let me bring back up what I was looking at before here. I want to bring up where did I go? Pacers. Where are you?
Indiana.
There it is. There we go. They could be with or without tonight there if Turner can't go, that sort of deal, because they're already without. So they have Walker with a Q tag, Miles Turner with a Q tag, Ben Shepherd with a Q tag, Newton with a Q tag, who's a G League guy, and then they're already without Nembhard, Naismith, Isaiah Jackson, and James Wiseman. So like they're really hurting for size right now. Any lean on the Miles Turner scenario, though? Probably not the greatest spot in the world against Sing Goat, but yeah, what are you doing with him in the middle rounds?
I don't have a lot of Miles Turner right now, just because like I don't really love the spot, and if I knew he wasn't going to play, right, I would take that swap potentially, but no, I don't really love the spot for Miles Turner, but
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see, man, because famous last words. He kind of has to play a lot of minutes, so I got to think through that. But my gut take is like I don't really like Miles Turner tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I much prefer the Rockets here. I
agree with you. I think the most interesting decision on the Rockets side is we never get Fred VanVleet right. Can we get Fred VanVleet right tonight at ADP, or do we just stick to our guns and take Jalen Green with the Q tag in the last round and then swap to Ahmed Thompson when he starts?
Yeah, I mean, Porque no los dos. I am taking like a ton of Rockets. Like I want a lot of Şengün. I want a lot of Fred VanVleet. This is a fantastic matchup, and kind of waiting for this with the Rockets to get this matchup is awesome. If memory serves me right, man, these Rockets, I mean, they just played the Bulls 2 games ago. Van Vliet went off. Yeah, this is the Pacers Rockets is like what we've been waiting for. So
okay, I respect it.
I'm stoked.
I brought up ADP again here just to ask where you're going to take Sengun, where you're going to take Hallie, kind of like relative to this front end player pool here.
I don't understand Hallie. Like
never Hallie,
but who was taking Hallie ahead of Brunson, ahead of Booker, ahead of Dame?
Yeah,
who was doing that?
I don't know.
Sure, he can go off, and you know what? I'll take my L if he does, but like, I don't understand the ADP at all. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
So, but
name value.
Yeah, I guess, right? People still remember, like, yeah. I honestly probably right. Sengun though, I like him more than Franz tonight.
Same.
Like a lot more. Could probably take Sengun over Embiid if you're feeling ballsy, but I would probably take Curry over Sengun. But like, man, I love Sengun tonight, dude. If I don't have 25% Sengun tonight, I'd be shocked.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, no, I respect it, dude. I like it a lot too. I'm kind of seeing what you're seeing there as well, so I like it right now, especially if Miles Turner can't go, dude.
Oh my god,
you're gonna have fucking nobody down low.
He might put up like 40 and 10.
Yeah. I mean, he hasn't been playing. They've kind of been running. I was watching a little bit, and this is purely narrative based, and I don't have the stats to back it up. So just hear me out. This is eye test basketball. But the last couple games when I've tuned into the Rockets, they've been doing what we did last year with them. Early in the season, it was a lot of Jalen Green. It was a lot of spread out the ball. It was a lot of guys off the bench filling it up, like that sort of thing. What I've been seeing in recent Rockets basketball is running through Sengun at the top again. That's what I've noticed in a big way.
Okay.
That Fred VanVleet handling role is back, and then that Sengun through the top. This is the Rockets team that we grew accustomed to playing last year again. That's what I've noticed, and that's purely eye test and me watching, 4 quarters across 4 games. That's just what I've been seeing. So I don't know. I like it again.
Yeah, no. I think it's good, man. And you just got to kind of pick your spots with Sengun. This is one that I am picking, and I like it a lot. Right now, I'm at 23% Alper and Sengun.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Like it. All right. Let's who else we got to discuss here that we haven't really hit on?
We didn't really talk about the Hawks.
Yeah. Well, the second highest team game total on the slate there. Warriors 8-point favorites at home, 239 in that ball game. Jalen Johnson with the Q tag there. Bogdanovich is back, which kind of just matters in terms of like roles and stuff. Dyson Daniels handling roll and steals aren't going away, dude. Like, it's crazy. What do you think here in terms of the Hawks?
I mean, the Trae Young ADP, I think, is fugazi because not a lot of people are taking Trae Young in the first round right now because of his projection, but he has such like a high assist ceiling, along with just ceiling in general. Just hasn't really shown it yet. Like, he can absolutely just like nuke a slate. So the Warriors feel like a decent spot to be taking Trae Young and just like saying to hell with the median projection. So you can get a huge stance on Trae Young if that is your choice. And I would probably encourage him, man, because I just don't think a lot of the sharp players are going to have a lot of Trae Young tonight.
Okay. One of the craziest stat lines ever last time out.
Yeah.
Let me find it to be exact. 7 points, 3 boards, 19 dimes. In 35 minutes. It's
like he's doing it on purpose. Like he's trying to be Pete Maravich out here. Like, it's just crazy.
And then you juxtapose that to the night before or 2 nights before in Portland, 29, 5, and 8, and they result in the same amount of fantasy points, but they're just done in completely different ways. Are we finally going to capitulate to Dyson Daniels being good at basketball and the stocks being projectable, and we're going to click Dyson Daniels' name tonight?
I mean, I think you should be clicking Dyson Daniels tonight. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just given the context of the game environment.
Yeah. This is a great spot to take Dyson Daniels. Like,
Okay.
it's high paced, a lot of possessions, a lot of chances for stocks, more chances for the PRA to get up.
Yeah.
This is the Dyson Daniels spot, man. I mean, I'm not saying you need to take him ahead of ADP, but at ADP, absolutely. Like, if people are going to let him fall, take that value. He's a good pick. Go ahead.
I was going to ask, if we end up with no Jalen Johnson, who do you prefer between my guy Zachary Richachet and Hunter, or
No Hunter.
Bogdan, or
no Bogdan.
Okongwu?
Just Dyson Daniels, and you can't really
Just
swap
Dyson
them, so
Daniels.
I'd be swapping to somebody else. I mean, Richachet is worth considering. Without Jalen Johnson for sure. But I would rather swap. I think there's going to be better things that open up on the slate. I think Jalen Johnson plays, though, by the way. I know I think it's 50-50, but I lean yes, he plays. And I say that because there was no injury, right? If you look at the game, if you look at why he sat, it was lower leg inflammation.
Okay.
So little sore, little inflamed. There's no injury. He didn't injure it in warm-ups. There's not a strain. There's not a sprain. Just inflammation. So I think he plays tonight. And if he does play, I don't think there's going to be a minutes restriction. And if he plays without a minutes restriction against the Warriors, GG's, because he's in the 5th round every time, and this is a 2nd-round fantasy player. So this is, to me, I have 50% Jalen Johnson right now across 77 drafts. I'm going to continue to take him because I think there's a lot of good shit that's going to open up tonight, even if he doesn't play.
Like it. Respect it a lot, dude. Just one noteworthy consideration. I was just looking at the timing of those games. The Phoenix game is actually the nationally televised game, New York at Phoenix, opposed to Atlanta at Golden State, which is kind of a shame because I'd much rather watch Atlanta Golden State in terms of national TV there. But just putting that on people's radars in terms of sussing out Q tags, it is one of those little things in a situation tonight that would be like a little star, a little asterisk beside. But
how would you apply that?
Well, for the audience? I always give a little boost to those nationally televised games that guys won't sit unless the designation is real.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a fine associated with it that came into play last year, but probably wouldn't be applicable in this instance because he had the Q tag last time out. It's for those late Qs. Like you could get fined for what took place with the Cam Thomas thing last night if they were nationally televised, but it's super rare that ever happens. Last game on the slate, lowest total on the slate, or tied for lowest total on the slate, that Orlando and LA. It's very interesting to me that the models are pushing up Franz and Harden in a big way. And maybe it's just because the offense has to run through those two here. But I just see other spots that I prefer getting to. You alluded to the Sengun one, the Steph Curry one. Those ones look like better clicks to me. Devin Booker even looks like a better click to me than trying to get overweight Franz and Harden. But it's undeniable how good Franz has been playing here. I mean, Franz is probably, I think it's tongue in cheek that you're joking about the MVP, but 25, 5 and 5 as like averages, like nobody else is really doing that right now outside of like Giannis and whatever. But he's almost, I'm not going to say the L word, but most improved player.
There's so many guys for that. I don't know how the fucking writers choose to cast their votes on that. Because there's so many strong candidates for that. He definitely's got to be in consideration, I would think. I mean, who knows? But dude, he's been so awesome. Definitely one where I am worried about like double counting the game environment. Like, despite the total, I'm just wondering. The thing that's like confusing to me, right, is like this is the highest PRA for Franz Wagner I've seen in like the last few games, and it's the like worst game environment I've seen in the last few games. So I don't know to trust these these things. Like honestly, dude, I would take a lower on the pick'em for Franz Wagner PRA tonight, just because like
What's the number, Nez?
38.5.
Okay.
It's fat.
Yeah,
It's fat.
that is fat.
And James Harden 37.5. That's like the same as Trae Young in this game environment. Now they get
Right.
there in different ways, but Harden has been dishing dimes like crazy.
Yeah.
Wagner has just been doing everything. So the fact that these guys are such high usage players, like
Mhm.
don't be careful. Like do as I say, not as I do. Be careful about double counting this stuff because like right now I am like getting to sexier spots over these two, but like they project well, and I don't think that should be I don't think that should be discounted or thrown out the window. It's just like, you know, I it's not a spot I want to be overweight to, but do I want to full
Okay.
fade it? No way.
Okay. Yeah. It's a very tricky scenario. Wendell Carter Jr. ruled out. I was just checking in on that one, which means Goga probably starts at the 5, which means we see the lineup and minutes in which we have been seeing in recent memory. I'm trying to think through like something defensively, like on the Clippers side of the ball, that is like, is Derrick Jones Jr. a soft matchup for him? Is Amir Coffey like super soft? Like, what's leading to this projection? Or is it just the fact that he's straight ball in the last couple weeks?
I mean, the usage is stupid high. Like it's
Yeah.
just, it is what it is, right? I mean, I don't think that.
Will you
Yeah,
touch
like
any?
yeah.
Will you touch anyone else in this ball game other than the two super high usage guys that go in the first 2 rounds?
No Suggs for me. Like,
Okay.
no, thank you. Zubac, yes.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of that 2-man game, especially. I mean, Goga's pretty good on the defensive end, but with no Wendell Carter Jr. and tough backup 5 matchup there, I mean, maybe we see Mo Wagner versus Zubac a little bit there, which is a better spot for him. But yeah, I'm just thinking through it as we discuss here.
He's
Is it just
falling like a whole round past ADP, and that's when I would do it.
yeah. Yeah, perfect time. Perfect time to just tilt
I would.
after
Oh my
100
god.
times.
Oh my god. That would piss me off to no end. That would piss me off to no end.
Mhm. Easy hitting on kind of like a macro conversation that we had yesterday. It's like all he wants to do is draft, but it feels like a bad day to be done early. I couldn't agree more. This
Yeah.
feels like a very tough day to be done early with all the Q tags, all the back-to-back stuff, all the rotational nuggets that could come out about the Pels. Like, what's going to open up something there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If I
I
was to
tend to
draft
agree
early,
there.
the edge is Jalen Johnson and Jalen Green.
Yeah,
I think Jalen Green is a good play even if he's in, and if he's out, Amen Thompson time. And Jalen Johnson, if he's in, you're rich
right.
right now. Like it's just
Yeah.
it's that simple. He's a smash.
To your point there, Egger saying that the line moved towards the Hawks and his pick'em stuff is up on the site now, so indicating that there is a little bit of love for the Jalen Johnson stuff. We'll look.
Yeah, I mean he's 31.5 PRA, 2.5 stocks with a slight multiplier to the higher. I like John. The fact that I can't just like draft Jalen Johnson in the 5th round right now is absolutely fucking killing me. Like, and I don't want to auto, so I'm
Push
not
the
entering
fucking
autos.
robots, stop. Put the
No,
robots out there.
today is not an auto day, dude. Today is not an
Okay.
auto day. It's not.
I'm seeing what you guys are seeing. Not an auto day. Pushing late in your draft window feels better. I'm seeing everything you guys are seeing right now, and it's why my volume was down, coupled with the fact that I played 2 games of touch ice last night. So I was exhausted and I slept in until 9:30. So that
Shout out our
that
fellow
also was
Rockets member
contributing.
here, man. Tariq Eason, slate breaker. If I could be known for certain that Tari Eason is playing 30 minutes, yes.
Yeah, I like that.
Absolutely correct. I mean, he's such a beast, man. He's such a
Yeah.
beast, but like there's just not enough minutes to be going around.
There's the 30 minutes with 7 stocks last time out.
Dude, the Rockets.
Well, you want to talk about banned outcomes like Fan was talking about yesterday when we're scrolling down in the last round and what we're looking for? like we were talking about the range of outcomes, and we were juxtaposing. Mike Connolly wasn't on the site, but he's just kind of like the evergreen example of this, where like the projection bros and the mean projection will always be better, but like he doesn't give you Embiid at 1. Thank you very much. Let's go. We will take Giannis.
Numi might throw this out for that. We're at that point.
We're at that point where Nick is gonna catch me mansplaining and why it shouldn't be thrown out. And the guy's just flipping the board out here, and yeah, Nick beat me to it.
He's got you like a book, man.
Oh, he knows my shtick too well.
Read you, man.
That's good. Oh man.
Interesting here. We don't have. Is this true? Sorry, give me 1 second here. I don't think we have pick'ems up for the Orlando. Okay, we do. Oh,
there you go.
I was looking somewhere else. Okay.
Oh, where's our guy Wild traveling to? He said he's got to go to the airport, so he's got to lock in right now. So enjoy the EV because he's gonna miss the late draft window.
Oh man. Get your swap set. Just get your swap set, man. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. Let him know goes at 10. I put let him know on the cover because let's talk about it in half a second. Now, Nez, I'd like to take Devin Booker here.
Yeah, that's fair.
Non-derogatory?
Non-derogatory. Dude, what? Well, football news. Marshawn Lloyd is on the non-football injury list. This guy's just not paying, just refuses to pay any dividends in best ball.
Yeah. He doesn't care, man. He doesn't care about anyone's bags.
Josh Jacobs does, though.
Well, we talked about it all year, dude.
It's just a run out, but.
Oh, had appendicitis, Crush just said. That one sucks. My brother-in-law just had that
damn.
one.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, obviously, we're not like ragging on the guy, but.
Can we take Hallie when he falls to 14, or is it still a bad pick? Do we take Dame and pair him with Giannis? I think you gotta. I think we capitulate here.
I hate it. I absolutely hate it.
Yeah, I hate it too. But
I think it's the wrong move.
Oh, interesting. So would you pair Dame with Giannis there?
Yeah.
You don't care?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
It's okay. It might be rare, but like, I just think Dame is such a better click than Hallie today.
Like yeah, and it just doesn't matter that it's paired with Giannis.
I think that's part of why like some of these auto drafters have edge because like these are things that we as humans like don't like to do. We don't want to pair. We don't want to pair these guys.
I don't want to. You're right. I, as human, did not want to click that button, and I made a bad click by clicking Hallie instead.
Hallie's always a bad click, but yeah.
Fucking Hallie. Especially for me. I never click Hallie. I hate Hallie. I'm the number one resident hater of Hallie, and I clicked Hallie.
You're just gonna take McConnell on this team just to try to middle it.
This is funny. Brandon's on fire today. Brandon McNair's got 2 bangers in the chat. He said instead of calling 1-800-GAMBLER, just take Embiid. Cry for help for Embiid at 101. Oh, it's good, man. He's had 2 absolute laugh out loud bangers today. Mad respect. All right, Nez, we're getting kind of into that territory where we could start clicking around and doing some interesting stuff here. I would put my hand up for Jared Allen here. What would you do?
Really?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, yeah, do Jared Allen. Yeah.
Who do you like?
Levine.
Okay.
I think it's just a safer game environment. Easier to. It's a more comfortable click. Okay. But no, Jared Allen was number 2, so not that shocking.
Yeah. Josh Hart, the evergreen Josh Hart in the 5th round is just like, do I just want to take the 40 or do I want to shoot the moon? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just always staring you in the face. Splash Mountain pushing up a little bit here, as you alluded to. I'm not a huge Zubak guy. I'll take it. I'm not a huge Zubak or Dyson Daniels guy, but I'll take it if you want it. I would go Desmond Bain here.
Let's go Bane then. Let's do it.
Who do you like? Who do you like out of that grouping though?
Daniels.
You like Daniels the most out of that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Where did Jalen Johnson go in this one? I'm curious.
4-2.
Yeah, there you go. So he's in the 4th now at pick 20. Big Poppy.
I like it, man, because like I like him there too. If that's where he's going, I'll play ball.
Yeah.
Poppy's got a nice team, man.
Olympics Alley.
I hope.
Yeah, what do we got? Chip's in here. He's got Cat, Harden, Vooch, JJJ, Josh Hart, mean projection monster. Here comes Big Poppy clicking all the fun guys. Franz with the Trey Fall in quotations. That's actually happening every single draft. I might have taken Saying Goat over Franz there, but can't fault it. JVV, Jalen Johnson, and Jalen Green. I'm not sure I would be pairing Fred VanVleet and Jalen Green together, but there's ceiling there.
Yeah, I think with the matchup, like I think it's fine. Especially in the 6th round, man. Javonte Green, interesting.
Javonte Green, whoa. Just thinks he's gonna play big minutes for the Pels tonight.
Yeah, I think he put 48 minutes on Javonte Green. Can't blame him.
I mean, even if you put 48 on Javonte Green, I would still take Brandon Boston.
Yeah.
We could scroll the F down to Benny Math. We could take Boston here. Feels good. We could do the Maxi Q tag. Ahmed Thompson. What do you like?
I think Boston or even like a sneaky Draymond Green tonight.
Ugh. Let's take Brandon Boston.
I hate clicking
Draymond's. Yeah, I always sleep on Draymond. So if Draymond kills me tonight. I find it so hard to get to that name when they run like 11 deep and that sort of thing.
He's been playing 30 minutes like consistently.
Yeah.
Hitting shooting threes, hitting threes. He's shooting pretty well from 3 right now. Stock upside.
He had a streak for the first time in his career of 5 straight games with 2 or more 3-pointers or something.
Yeah, he's got 5 straight with 2 or more right now.
Yeah.
The stock upside is there as well, and he does, and he's boards and dimes, man. I mean, it's kind of what we want. Now, is there a ceiling? Not unless he's like going full Steph and also going full Dyson Daniels. Probably not. But I think that it's like I think it's pretty safe in the 6th round to take Draymond sometimes.
All right.
He'll probably be like 3rd in my swaps. Like I'll have 2 guys that I really want to swap to, and then like Draymond will probably be like a 3rd.
Draymond's kind of like the floor with a little.
I'll take 38 tonight. Like this is one of the 6th round isn't awesome.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Anytime there's 8 games on the slate, I just think 38 will never get it done. But I do understand the notion that this is like stars and scrubs slate in terms of game totals. That things could get bonkers in a couple spots, or Cavs could only play 3 quarters or something like that.
We just took Brandon Boston Jr.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, yeah. But he might have to play 38 minutes tonight,
And yeah, and what does that get us? Over
12,
sample.
12 fantasy points, baby.
Like you're lucky if he's a fantasy point per minute.
Yeah, I actually haven't looked into it. Probably.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like when you think about who we're debating,
it's disgusting.
A guaranteed 35 from Draymond doesn't feel too bad.
Yeah, that's entirely fair.
With this total.
Yeah. Friends and family draft here. We got Goat Hopper in here, the Goat Hop grower. We got Lava Lord, who's WNBA King, hoops guy. We got the Wood, who's giving away the graph for free. Sir Bag Chasers OG. S Farm's having a really nice year. Yeah. Wow, Sengoat at 4, Embiid at 5. So we have the decision point, man. We could do the
Mm-hmm.
Franz stuff. We could do the Trey stuff. I know you like Steph. We could go game environment. We could go Steph plus Trey. We could flip the board, dude, and we could take like Booker and someone here. What do you like?
I think I would do Steph and Trey.
All right, let's play the game environment there. Dude, not only because of the Q tags, but another reason I put Donovan Mitchell on the cover tonight. I fucking love Donovan Mitchell. Like I watched most of that game last night. That guy is so fucking swaggy. Like these one-handed rebounds that he comes down with for no reason. Like there'll be a guy near him and he like football arm tucks rebounds. Like he gets so high with so much bounce and he's so jacked and then he just goes like boom, and snatches it right under his armpit for like no reason. Like he should go up with two hands every single time. And no, man, he just goes up with one and then just tucks that shit like a football. I'm like, this guy is so swag. And then his his dribbles in the half court when like everybody's backed off and he does like these super like high unnecessary dribbles and then like just does like the one hand undercut. Like he's so swag, man.
Yeah, he's a fun player. I agree with Nick. I was gonna ask if it was the Skims picture that did it for you.
What? The Skims picture? What are you talking about?
You're putting on a good front, man.
I don't understand.
You're selling it really well. There's a picture of Donna Mitchell. You don't even know what Skims is. It's a company started by Kim Kardashian, and they have menswear. Shay posed and Donovan closed a Cavs superfan account. Quote tweets both of them and says, "We outmeted Shay. Let's go!" And they've been 15-1 ever since. And John, for the record, they did outmeet Shay.
That is so good. We're on the clock here. JJJ or Mobley. JJJ. Yeah. Get it in there. JJJ. Mobley, or we can go back to the Houston stuff, or is it time to start considering Jalen Johnson all the way up here?
I don't want Jalen Johnson to be this high up anymore. Like right now.
Okay. Well, I'm fine not pairing Jalen Johnson ceiling game with Trey. We're calling the narrative that Trey and Curry are the guys you need from that game. So let's go with the narrative that Evan Mobley centers cooking against the Pels. Even though 3/4 he cooks.
Yeah, I was gonna suggest him or FVV or JVV, excuse me. But Mobley's good.
Oh, I'm infatuated with this out meeting context. This is great stuff.
It's hilarious.
I mean, I don't know what you guys expected because Donovan Mitchell's a thick boy. Like he's jacked. Whoa! He's a grown ass man. Like I don't know what you guys expected. I could have called that one from a mile away. I've been in enough.
John's one of the people putting in the inputs for the PSM. I didn't know that.
Hey, I spent enough time. Key analysts. I spent enough time living in locker rooms to judge a book by its cover sometimes.
Oh my god. Yeah, all right.
Dude, I just like my access to like the internet, like everybody follows like everybody's like idea of like the internet and seeing all the same stuff. I don't see it. Like my timelines are completely cultivated, so I don't see like anything that's like mainstream or the For You stuff. All my access to the internet is through you guys and the Discord. Like that's my jam. Like I don't just like look at shit. Like I just only
got you covered.
All right, Dyson comes back to us if we want to go that route. I think we should take the Jalen Green Q tag because he said you like it, and I think taking it here makes more sense than taking it behind.
Yeah.
Is this a spot where we could take Dyson here, or should we game stack it up and take Miles Turner, Jalen Green at the back here?
Miles Turner, Jalen Green. I don't like Miles Turner.
You don't like Miles Turner tonight at all?
Not really. No.
Okay.
I think Brooke is interesting, and I also think Dyson is interesting.
Okay. Let's just ape in the game environment then. Let's do it.
It's such a high total.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of negatively correlates when you think about how Dyson Daniels gets ceiling. It's probably through stocks, and how he gets those stocks comes at the expense of Curry. But that's just like anecdotal hand building bro narrative. I don't know if there's any, relevancy to that take. It's just when I'm clicking the buttons, I'm like, fuck, why'd we click those buttons?
We're just like not good at predicting how guys get there and who it affects. So
that's true.
Just take the guys that can do it and don't really try to figure out how they do it. Just trust that they'll get there. Holy Amen Thompson. So we're not getting the Amen Thompson swap.
You're not even getting the swap anymore. Yeah. Sir Bag Chaser pushing him up. Jabari Smith Jr. going there. Like, I mean, I like Tari Eason more, but I don't fault it.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, I guess I'll maybe mix in a little Miles Turner. Like, if he does play, he's projected for 3 stocks. But, like, the PRA is like 25.5. Not the greatest, but the minutes are going to be there. Yeah. I gotta get a little bit more Miles Turner, I think.
Yeah. I think we probably should have taken him there. But
I hate it, but
yeah.
I don't know.
He's just like, there's no one else with size to run against him with no Walker. Like who are they going to run at the 5? Like, it's going to be an Obi Toppin game against Sengun, and okay, Sengo's going to eat, man. Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. The chat's going off right now. The boys are more online enough to cover me up. He don't got internet. That's pretty good.
You don't even know what that. You don't even understand that, which is like so funny. I understand the Eric Lindbergh reference here. This is from a tweet. So during like 2020, James Harden wore, we were wearing masks. He was wearing a mask. It was like the ones that go all the way up to your face. I forget the actual name for it, but it was the Punisher with like a thin blue line on it. And during 2020, like, let's maybe not do that. And so everyone was like, James Harden, like, why are you wearing that? Like, brother, like we're protesting. Why are you doing that? And then Young Thug quote tweets that, and he goes, James Harden is my brother. He don't got internet.
Nice.
So he's like, hey, he's up on the James Harden hate. He don't got internet. He don't understand that we're not. Yes, it's a gator. Thank you, crutches. That's one of my favorite things to say is whenever someone like does something that like I would use that for you probably like every day of the week, most likely. John, brother run is my brother. He don't got internet.
He don't got internet. That's pretty good. For a guy who's like so online, I said this so many times back in the poker days. For a guy who's so online, like, I'm never online. You know what I mean? Like, it's just
it's very interesting. It almost feels like it's like by design.
It is. Yeah.
For the best.
Yeah. All this meat stuff is really cracking me up. Not part of the meat gang squad.
Jesus Christ. What has become of this?
Oh shoot. Yeah, Corey's asking what my Samir White exposure is. That's a thick boy. Oh shit. Brandon's on one today, man. Fade internet, get more couches. Circling back. That's what we call a callback in the biz there, Nez.
The callback is of an hour ago.
Nice. Nothing like an embarrassed Nez on stream. I do it every day to him. I do it every damn day because I'm impossible to embarrass. I make more fun of myself than anyone can. So when I get on these heaters, Nez starts to crumble. Nez, that was a really in-depth, long hoops one. We're going to do football both tomorrow and on Friday there. Tomorrow's only a 4-game NBA slate, and it's kind of scattered all over. We'll cover some more football tomorrow and the Primetime Palooza and the 4-game NBA behind the paywall there. It'll be a good one. I think we should just do abbreviated football and some drafts for the boys here. I want to know kind of where you're at in terms of like this week in your drafting. I want to remind everybody that this is the last week. I know that the Dog Bowl starts in week 14, but because of Thanksgiving and because of only 36 seats available to the Dog Bowl, etc., this is in fact the last week to get in the Dog Bowl. So just putting that on everybody's radar, start piling in. I got to take my own advice and start piling in here because this is my last opportunity to get to Dallas. I can't squander it, Nez. What are we seeing macro wise in terms of landscape this week? Positional depth wise, quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end. What's deep? What's shallow? What are you liking?
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of dog bowls and I set up some ranks to do some auto drafting.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm not for dog bowls, for like the $3 stuff. I'm in the middle of autoing right now, trying to get some stuff done there. And yeah, I mean, I think this is, as far as game environments go, like, I guess stars and scrubs for game environments. I mean, we've got some that are just like jumping off the page and some that are, a little less so. But like you can still find some spots from like this, the Niners and Packers for one is one that jumps off the page for game total. Seahawks, Cardinals jumps off the page. The Commanders is huge favorites. They might do what we just saw the Lions do to the Jags. Yeah.
Like I thought you were going to say what the Texans did to the Cowboys too. Yeah.
Well, that was like they got there in a weird way. Like I'm talking shellacking against the Cowboys in Washington. I would fully expect an absolute beatdown. Dog bowls, I think, are very, very interesting this week because it kind of depends like what the lobbies give you. But for the most part, I've been like filling out my flex spots and then doing onesies last in these. I think quarterback has a lot of options late, and tight end. I always like tend to punt. But I mix it up. I'm either early tight. I'm rarely middle of tight end. I'm either early or late with tight end. Doing a lot of late tight end, and one of my favorite late tight ends right now is Shoemaker for Dallas. 10 targets after Ferg was concussed. Coaches came out and said that they don't expect Ferg to play. So I think the pass volume is going to be there in a big way for Dallas. So give me some Schoon.
Yeah, I like it. Trailing game script. We're Commanders defensive respecters, especially if they add Lattimore again this week, or for the first time this week because he missed his first game over there. But we've been respectors there. Any worried like that we get Trey Lance this week instead of Cooper Rush? Or are we good with Cooper Rush?
I think they said that it's going to be Cooper Rush.
Okay. All right, cool there. Yeah, it kind of sets up similar to last week with some of the onslaughty stuff. I mean, Detroit in almost as good a spot as last week. Obviously, the running backs are going considerably higher this week than last week. Well, Gibbs is in the same place, but Demont pushed all the way up there, kind of implying here. I was doing some naked run back Anthony Richardson stuff from that game. I liked that again. There. Have you gotten to anything Bears related? Vikings?
Yeah, games? I've done some late, all in the 6th round. Some DeAndre Swift late, but we got the news now that he's not practicing, so I'm gonna chill on that. But if he's in the 6th round, I think I would still do it and swap to Roschon if he doesn't play. Just because the role has been strong. The game environment looks bad and probably is bad, but like I'm always waiting. I'm dink when it comes to Rome, man. Like I just want to keep taking Rome late, given the new OC. So yeah, just a little bit, but like the game environment has me thinking that I should probably not do that.
Okay, I respect it. Yeah, I'm looking at like some of these totals and stuff like that. Like that Arizona and Seattle game will obviously stick out both in terms of combined total, and because it's a flat pick 'em, that could be kind of a fun one. Weather probably shouldn't be a factor. There, I want no part of Carolina whatsoever, even if it's trailing game script against the Chiefs. Chiefs defense has been so good there. Man, Broncos are a low key wagon that nobody's paying attention. Well, I mean, people are paying attention and played Bo Nix last week, and Bo Nix goes in these drafts there, but they're kind of like low key wagon. If we can nail that backfield and they can put a hurting on Raiders, they might be kind of like the discount version of Miami, the discount version of the Commanders this week, something like that, where it's like a team that we expect to score 25 plus and be 7-point favorites or greater.
Yeah, I wish I had a better read on their backfield, but you would think that backfield is one to target. But like so far, even during their dominance, like, and you just haven't needed anybody from the backfield.
Yeah, it's just naked Bo Nix or Nix plus Sutton skinnies.
Yep.
Okay. Niners and Packers. I asked the Niners question because I want to know, are we Jawan Jennings house or are we martingaling Deebo Samuel for the umpteenth straight week?
I think you just do both.
Okay. So you like either this week? You like that game environment in general versus Pack?
Oh yeah. Love it. Love it.
It's an interesting week just in terms of like the way the games are setting up here. I put
some
Tampa
big
Bay
time
on
favorites all over the board.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, for sure. I'm looking at Green Bay's weather right now just to make sure. Wow, the Thursday nighter has some ugly weather in that Cleveland game, huh? Mix of rain and snow and that sort of thing.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
Little sneak peek. I think I'm gonna hop on the shipcast for the Thursday night game. Got the call.
Oh, nice. Love it, dude. Yeah, Steelers game, wear the laundry out, have some fun.
Oh yeah. That should be a good one.
Love it, dude. Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm just looking at some of that stuff because the reason I was looking is because of the Green Bay stuff. This is the time of year that we start to worry about what's going down in Green Bay, but it just says a chance of shower, temperatures in the 40s, which that's not great, but that's football. Yeah. Yeah, Jump Free saying Thursday night's going to be disgusting there. Cover was trying to stop Winston, but they can't. Oh, I love that. That was a good one, Nick. All right, man. Let's talk through some of the ADP. Man, there's a good football game on that Sunday nighter. That Chargers and the Harborough Brothers Bowl. That'll be fun. Chargers and Ravens. Like that could be a good one. The Sunday nighter.
Chargers and
or Monday nighter rather. Chargers and Ravens.
Yeah, that should be fucking awesome. The brothers.
Yeah, brothers. That's what I say to my brother-in-law every time we see a firefighter, because two of them are firefighters, and I'm like, the brothers are getting together tonight. Every time.
It's a good bit.
Oh, dude, he hates it so much. Like we'll be traveling, and I'll see like a fire truck, or we'll be like in another city, and I'd be like, let's go to the hall and collect our, because like you know how they do like the pins, or they trade things every hall they go to around like the world, and then you bring it back to your place. So I go in because he's fucking embarrassed. He thinks it's like so bad, and I go in and I make a mockery out. Hey, brothers, I'm reporting from blah blah blah,
Oh
and I show.
They all hate you.
Oh, they hate me so much. I have no shame, my friend. All right, let's talk about the positions real quick here. We got Mixon pushed up, man. Mixon overall RB1 right now. Just crazy. What a run out for a guy who was going in the 5th and 6th round, you know, dead zone running back kind of territory. Man, just crazy. He's missed games too, but in terms of points per game, RB1 on the season right there. Nez, who are you kind of liking at the top end of draft boards here? Is it CMC with a bullet at 101 despite not scoring a touchdown yet, or what do you think?
Yeah, it has to.
Okay. Yeah, and then what do you like kind of like after that? Are you just kind of mixing and matching everything, or is it like HN then a tier break? What have you been doing?
Yeah, I think HN and then Mixon. The matchup is a little tough for Mixon, but Yeah, man. I just think he's like the entire offense right now. So it's hard to not take him. After that, I think ADP has it right. Gibbs against the Colts. I mean, they are projected for massive, massive points. Once again, hard not to take this Detroit running game. Love B Rob here. I think he's just a tad expensive, but hard not to love B Rob against the Cowboys here. Like all the running backs are super strong up top, and then right after you get past Jonathan Taylor, it falls off a cliff. And I like those names, but like it falls off a cliff projection wise.
Yeah, I mean, if we end up getting no Isaiah Pacheco, as much as I hate Kareem Hunt, like at least his price tag becomes palatable this week, and they're in like the best spot you could possibly be in. I will actually become a little bit of a Kareem Hunt bro this week if Pacheco gets ruled out at some point. But if they're both back, I just don't really want to touch that. Dude, did you see the Aaron Jones stat that Ian Harwitz had the other day?
No. Oh, yeah. I think I did, but go ahead.
8 carries at the goal line for him for -7 yards and 1 touchdown. Like, just crazy, man.
Yeah, what's someone say? Someone said Alexander Madison just forever.
Yeah. Tyrone Tracy had the fumble last week, but then he got like the stamp of approval and vouch of confidence from his coaching staff there. So the role should still be pretty good. I think that one might be like sneaky. Maybe it's not even that sneaky, but like sneaky slop it up fest of the week potentially. I don't know if we're going to get enough out of Tommy Cutlets to push game environment there, but Mike Evans coming back in that one, post by rookie bump for Bucky Irving, who we put on the cover, who you selected in our first dog bowl there. I could see to getting both sides of that backfield there, depending on how you want to play the game script. Like I did Baker plus Rashad in the 6-1, 6 persons early in the week as a 5th and 6th, scroll the F down. Yeah. And then if you can pinpoint the other backfields, as you were alluding to, like Javonte there, that one feels okay. Man, Chuba, nobody's been able to run against the Chiefs, but like, despite the fact that James Cook scored 2 touchdowns last week, nobody's been able to put up numbers on them. But the Chuba role has been so effing strong as a scroll the F down there.
Yeah, Brooks potentially coming in though, which like makes things a little annoying.
Good point.
And it's the Chiefs. Like I'm just gonna fade Chuba against really good teams.
Yeah. Any concern for HN when you saw, Mostert getting some of those high value touches yet again last week? I mean, he goes 3 for -2, but he had 2 red zone touches.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Jalen Wright took one away too, actually. 5 carries for 4 yards. Love to see.
Yeah, they're trying, but like
they're trying.
They got nobody but HN that can actually gain positive yardage.
Yeah. Man, running back falls off a cliff in a big way there this week.
Yeah, I mean, I like Trace. I sneaky love that Giants Bucks game. I just don't know that Tommy Cutlets is going to be able to help that game reach its full potential. But like, I love so many pieces from that game.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. That's a fun idea from Jump Free. Should we use the unabated tool to just do the pick'em streak thing? Hit 11 for 10K. That'd be a fun one.
Yeah, we should start that soon. Yeah.
Yeah, we could definitely start that. That sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, what are we doing at the wide receiver position here, Nez? Like Jackson Smith and Jigba role was still strong when DK came back. He's one that stands out to me down here a little bit. Mike Evans from that same game environment. I think I'd be playing Mike Evans over CeeDee Lamb this week. But CeeDee Lamb, dude, they've been finding creative ways to get him the ball, even with it being Cooper Rush. Like they gave him the end around carries and 12 targets and whatever. Like the role is still so strong.
Yeah.
On Monday there, our guy Dave suggested it was Marvin Harrison week there, and then we talked about a little bit of the San Francisco stuff there. What are you liking, dude?
I do really like the Seattle stuff a lot. Like JSN, I just think is just like undervalued right now. I'd
Yeah.
take him right after Terry McLaurin. The Tyreek Hill ADP I agree with, and I like a lot. They're one of the highest totals on the slate against New England at home.
Mhm.
I feel like his output's only going to get better. It's hard to get, worse than it is. I mean, we have such high expectations for Tyreek, but really do expect him to have a nice game against New
Okay.
England. That's a fun game just in general. Miami versus New England. Drake May, we've been saying it since he's come up, man. Been really, really good. So I think he has the ability to make this a pretty fun game as
40 attempts
well.
last week.
Yeah, I mean, he's been really solid and playing with like like one of the worst offenses in football and still providing some value for fantasy and at least making games watchable.
Mhm.
Other guys at wide receiver, I think JMO is a pretty huge tier break if I remember correctly. JMO to D Hop, like it gets ugly
Okay.
after that. And that's what has me liking these Bears pieces, just because
Mm.
I'm like, man, they've underperformed expectations all season. Regression has to be hitting these guys at some point. So
I mean, it is a spot where you could see it. Like Crutch is saying in the chat, min one Bears pass catcher, no Caleb. I mean, it is a spot that you could see it happening where, like, I mean, we've kind of been on the downward trajectory right now with the Vikings, like just in a vacuum. But like, it does feel like a spot where you could go a little bit back and forth between those two, especially if you
yeah,
get no Swift and Aaron Jones has been banged up a little bit, like didn't play very well last week after the Q tag all week. So if both their like focal point running backs are, not that great and they continue, like Vikings continue to blitz heavy and like that sort of thing, like, yeah, you could see some of these guys getting loose.
yeah. I mean, I think this game goes over its total.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. Crutch is adding some context here. Their defense is fine. It's just aggressive and they play from ahead. Yeah, I like that. T-Bear saying that the Giants implosion because they did Jones dirty equals Tampa Bay explosion. Love the narrative. Love the narrative. Nez, I'll ask you the onesies just in terms, and then we'll hop in two drafts and call it kind of deal. We got the George Kittle Q tag again there. We also got a Q tag on Purdy, which is making his price tag seem more palatable. Are you concerned about the Purdy stuff at all?
No, and it's like kind of hilarious. He's
Okay.
6th-round pick in dog bowls, sometimes pick 72.
Okay.
Yeah, no concerns.
Um, I know we talked about um, Johnny Smith a little bit last week as it being like good leverage in the 12 persons, and talked about how the role was a little bit better if Julian Hill was going to miss. Talked about it in the Scroll the F Down segment of Off and on the Clock. He goes out, has a big day, and
Yeah,
now he's
nice
pushed
call.
up to tight end 6. It feels like I won't touch it at tight end 6, though. He feels like one of those classic box score watching fades this week, even though we like the spot.
In principle,
Yeah.
in theory,
Yeah.
absolutely. In reality, he's their third receiver, third best receiver right now in a great spot, one of the
Okay.
highest totals on the slate. I think it's good.
Okay. All right. I respect it, dude. Does that lead you to playing any Tua this week? Like, could Tua
Oh
be this
yeah.
week's Jared Goff? Okay.
Tua I think is like the play of 6 mans right now. The QB his ADP is going to go up. QB 10
Right.
right now. So
Yeah.
he's been like, I have like the studs in my ranks, but Tua is like my, hey, if I don't get the studs, like I'm getting Tua, doing it naked, doing it with Jonnu. If I get Tyreek, hopefully it stacks. But if it doesn't stack, I'll take naked Tua because I think he can get there in a number of ways. I got HA ranked really high as well. QB10 Tua, man, is just hopefully it sticks. Hopefully it sticks because that is just so much leverage on the field at that
I'm
ADP.
I'm falling into the same patterns of old habits die hard here, Nez, where like I'm just falling in love with some of these scroll quarterbacks instantly. Like naked Anthony Richardson, Brock
Yeah.
Purdy with the late stacking partners feels good.
Jordan Love
Gino,
down here too is
Jordan
like
Love, yeah. Anthony Richardson, Jordan Love, Tua, as you alluded to. You shouted out the Drake May one earlier. Fuck, I'm falling in love with this like tier of like 8 through 12 kind of thing. And then I'm gonna get burned by the Jared Goff stuff again, aren't I?
Yeah, I mean, just creeping up the MVP ranks, man. I try to tell people. I mean, obviously, I said it was a bad pick last week, but I mean, the thesis remains that these Lions are out here trying to absolutely punish teams. And boy, is this Indy spot in a dome against this Indy defense, man, the Goff stuff might just be fine. Like, is Goff like actually a better pick than Mahomes?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
right? I'm just asking questions.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's the Mahomes versus Carolina stuff. I just the way that all the Detroit pieces go and whatever, it's probably Goff's a better. Oh my god, this feels so bad though. It makes me just want to like go down and yeah, I don't know. We'll figure this out. All right, let's draft up a storm here. Let's go.
Yeah, I got time for like 2 drafts, and then I need to
yeah, let's do it.
let's do ski.
Yeah, let's do BR and then let's do a dog bowl together.
All
right, let's do this. Love so far down. Love it. I love the
love it.
The love puns every time. Jump Free alluding to the fact that Danny Dimes getting that 4-string practice treatment today, like just getting treated like the old Deshaun Watson getting moved to the practice squad. That's yeah.
Can't have him get hurt in practice, man.
Yeah.
It's the whole reason why they're benching him.
Jewish McCaffrey saying that we got 3K subs now. I mean that we got to
5, I think.
We got to 2K in the blink of an eye, and then the 3K took a little bit here. Maybe I'm not pandering enough to the community. Maybe we're too set in our ways here, not looking to grow the brand enough, but just we're content with our niche little circle of 200 viewers.
Yeah. We actually don't want people to follow us. We're trying to stay low key for you guys.
No, I appreciate it. That's great if that's true.
We're almost there. We're not quite at 3K. We're like 500 away, I think, last I checked.
Oh, okay. Well, if you guys are not subbed, please do us a favor and
help us get there.
Help us get there. Hit that sub, that notification. Hit that sub button too. If you guys want to join the paywall stream, tomorrow's going to be paywall for sure.
Yeah, join up if you got to be on a desktop to join up, but get in there and join up for the Membies. We got shows on Thursday. We got Friday night members only drafts as well. We have fun around here. Helps feed the dogs.
It sure does. And by the dogs, we mean the dog bowl entries. 2.95. So we're 50 away from hitting that 3K threshold.
I thought we were still on the meat segment.
Nice. Amon-Ra St. Brown goes there. Man, Nico Collins had that big 70-yarder called back. There could be a fun spot.
Oh, that made me so fucking mad, John. That made me mad because I was trying to get all of these fucking drafts in for the primetime Palooza, and I didn't realize how many I did with Nico at 101. So I was like, damn it. So that would have helped, buddy. That would have helped.
That would have helped in a big way. Yeah, you don't say.
Yeah, fuck me.
Okay, let's just take 2 of the best receivers in football, pair them together, and just say fuck it, and then let's scroll for the other stuff.
Easy game, man. These games do not have to be hard. They don't have to be.
Yeah. Mad respect to our guy Matt Wu-Tang Killer B is always hanging out. OG
Love you, dude.
member, much love, bro. Truly one of the fun guys to hang out with in this community. Had some good times IRL with him, gifting out 5 Badge Bros memberships. Thank you so much,
What
bro.
a boss! What a boss!
Always bossing it up, showing the boys what's up. Kobe Shorts with an interesting question here. Do you think it's short-sighted to lean so heavily on Mixon as their only way to win? I don't know. Last year they made the playoffs. Last year they had a home playoff game, and they leaned the shit on Devin Singletary.
I mean,
I think it's just D'Amico Ryan.
I guess I just don't like. I mean, yeah, I agree. I don't think that is like a good formula, but like, they're just a weird team, man. I don't know what's up with CJ Stroud right now.
Yeah, there was a. I'll find the tweet from yesterday that Norris put out about basically how many top finishes he's had juxtaposed to somebody else.
You talking Mixon or?
No, I'm talking about CJ.
I mean, he hasn't had any top finishes this season, right? I mean, I can't remember any good games CJ Stroud's had.
CJ Stroud and Anthony Richardson have had the same number of top 12 scoring weeks this season. CJ with a QB 8 and a QB 7 one time, and Richardson with 2 QB 4 weeks. So yeah, I mean, that offense has not gone by way of what our best ball bags thought they would.
Yikes.
But man, there was some signal there. Like, we love the talent, right? Like, we love the talent of those 3 wide receivers, and maybe Diggs getting hurt really,
How many games were all 3 of them healthy at the same time?
1, maybe 2.
Yeah, like,
yeah,
we barely got to see the whole offense.
Dude, we're on the clock here. Neighbors comes all the way back to us. I think we make it a 3 wide receiver build and do Neighbors, but I wouldn't kill you if you wanted to do something else.
I think B-Rob is probably a really solid pick.
All right, let's do B-Rob and then let's do Neighbors. I don't see how you pass up putting Neighbors, Nico, and Justin Jefferson together, right?
Yeah.
What if Tommy Cutlets just fucking comes out here and slings it, dude?
How much worse I know I feel for Daniel Dimes here, but how much worse can Daniel Dimes really be? I mean, can Tommy Cutlets actually be? I mean, things were horrible with Dimes there. Yeah, I mean, I've been taking a lot of Neighbors in the dog bowl, man.
Yeah. What's he fall to?
Sometimes into the second round, but like, I think the ceiling is really high. I like the matchup against Tampa Bay. Like I said, I think that game, like, I can't help but like that game. Maybe I just need to give more hatred towards the Tommy Cutlets range of outcomes, but I can't help it.
I think we're enamored with his story and his agent's fedora. We're just buying in, dude.
That's right.
Jackson Smith and Jigba getting pushed up there, so maybe his ADP is a little bit of a fugazi at 22 there. Playing some game environment stuff there with Connor. CD still going decently high. Trey McDust at 13. I love me some Trey though. Big Poppy in here again with us. Yeah, I mean, maybe some Bobby Swolick stuff that like the PFF boy wasn't ready for this, but that's what the chat's going on about here. Just getting back to the Texans stuff for a second. I don't know, but I think there was also some signal. Like they wanted to improve the offensive line. They were pretty run heavy last year, despite CJ's successes. They only threw when they needed to throw, basically, and then he just balled out in those times in which he did. And then they went out and they got Mixon, who was outside zone run scheme fit that they wanted, because they basically had seen that Dame Pierce couldn't run that scheme that they wanted. They go out, get Mixon, and then they pay him before he even plays a snap, in the same fashion that Jerry Jeudy got paid by the Browns, and now is kind of paying off for them. maybe we just have to read more into like what the coaches and franchises are telling us, right? Like they clearly told us they liked the dude, right?
I know. Yeah.
Nez, we're back up on the clock. We got 10 seconds here. I'm suggesting an absolute scroll the F down. Hunter Henry, Drake May, Skinny.
Let's do it.
Is it crazy?
It's not crazy.
All right, let's do it.
I think Drake May's a very good pick.
All right, let's do it. Let's have a little fun here. Let's live a little after we get the fall on Neighbors there. I could have suggested, what do you think?
I think like naked Anthony Richardson.
Oh, dude, I like it. Which do you prefer?
Kind of like Drizzy Drake, but
all right, let's do it. In Nez we trust.
With the Hunter Henry stack, I like it, but I do think Anthony Richardson naked is definitely in play this week.
Many are saying that he is part of the meat gang. Many are saying. Yeah, so this interesting team because I think Nico and Justin Jefferson are going to be pretty commonly paired together as of right now with those 6-7 ADPs, right? And there is kind of a bit of a tier break at the running back position after those top 3 go, and then some form of like these next 6 go almost every time, you know? So this will be a pretty common pairing. Then, we got unique by an ADP faller, which is a phrase that we love around here where it's like, you don't always have to force uniqueness. You can get unique by the fact that Malik Neighbors just happens to fall to you. But then we double down on that notion and add a skinny stack of QB 14 and tight end 9. So that's fun.
Yeah, no, I do think that it's, you don't have to do that, but I think it makes sense. I don't think you're sacrificing a ton by doing that pairing. It's a scroll down, but I think it's gonna look just fine by the numbers.
Okay. Very interesting. We were talking about the ADP of Jared Goff last week and how it was like kind of like fake in terms of he was QB5, but he was only ended up being like, what was it, 28% owned, 30% owned. Yeah. Look at this one here again. We see all the Lions pieces. We might be making the same mistake again. We see all the Lions pieces go. And then we don't see Jared Goff unless he got selected naked by Big Papi at the end there. So this might be
give it a refresh, or can you pop it out and see?
Yeah, this might be a little bit of a wazi. It's a woozy, right? Because I popped it out. He took scroll the F down. Brock Purdy tethered to Deebo Samuel. Man, that Purdy Samuel stack at 5-6 just breaks my fucking heart after playing 60% Deebo Samuel the last 2 weeks like a donk.
Play it again.
Yeah.
Play it again.
Have to. Tuna thinks Lamb's a better pick than Neighbors. Maybe. I mean, the usage has still been there for Lamb in a big, big way. We haven't seen this with Neighbors yet. We haven't seen it. I'm excited to see it. Here we go. Kobe Short saying the Texans game plan, run, 3rd and 12, save us. Yeah. I mean,
it's not good right now.
Yeah, it is not good. You're right. Nez, let's hop in one dog bowl together and call it a show. I'm clicking the buttons. Are you ready?
Yes.
3 more spots. 2 more spots.
Man, let's go.
1 more spots. Dog bowl it up.
That was close.
Interesting. Watch the tape take here. Is Deebo just slow this year? Can't break a screen pass. That's what Hayden's evaluation was. I haven't watched Stats vs. Film yet, but I know he put out a tweet about them having no speed on offense right now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I mean, it very well could be. I mean, he had that calf injury early in the season, man. I mean,
a calf, then a wrist. Yeah, not that the wrist affects the speed, but maybe we have lost sight of the fact that Deebo is. I mean, it was kind of my thesis coming into the year that I talked about it with you when getting overweight, that he was like, I mean, all the wide receivers have gotten hurt this year, so it was kind of redundant, but it was kind of like my long-standing thesis was he was what Shohei Ohtani is at the upper echelon, where it's like you love him as a player, but when he's playing 2 positions and you're not getting rewarded for one of the positions, he's the most likely to get hurt. as a DH. So I was saying, that same comp with Deebo Samuel, where it was like, he's a wide receiver just like everybody else up here, but he also gets 5-6 carries. And if anything happened to McCaffrey or whomever, he gets more workload in that, and that propensity to get hurt is just a little bit higher.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
But the ceiling's way higher too.
Right? You just got to take that swing. It's nice that he's healthy. That's cool. But I would also prefer fantasy points. It's almost like he's not healthy at all.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I'm gonna pick 2. I get it. I'm gonna go HN.
Jordan Fat Debo. Many are wondering.
He's always been thick. Been thick.
Yeah, many are saying he's part of the meat gang. I could see a meat gang member when I look at one, and Deebo Samuel, without even knowing, I know he's part of the meat gang.
I'll take your word for it.
I'm going to take Justin Jefferson because I can never quit, and eventually he's going to score a touchdown. I know Chicago secondary has been good, and he has not found the end zone in quite some time here. And I know he was pretty outspoken about his comments that he was sick of like the 6 for 80. I think that was like his exact phrase too.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Did you see the Kevin O'Connell interview?
No, I did not. What happened?
He was like on a podcast, and the guy was like, "Hey, you're coaching like one of the best wide receivers to ever play the game. Like, that's a crazy thing to say. Like, can you talk about it a little bit?" He's like, "Yeah, I mean, it is a crazy thing to say. I've been around some really talented receivers in my time, and I watch a lot of film, and Justin Jefferson sees different looks than everybody else, and he's like, and it's not close. He's like, I know Justin Jefferson." And it makes sense, right? He's like, I know the numbers aren't really there for him this year. He's like, just trust me on this. These other receivers, and he's like, no disrespect to these other receivers, they are not up against the same challenges Justin Jefferson is up against. And it makes total sense, right? I mean, like, of course Justin Jefferson is going to see different looks. I mean, he's the best receiver in football. Everybody knows, like, it's not a secret. So he's like, it's up to me, to kind of find a way. Didn't put any blame on Sam Darnold, but like, if that's the case, like, why is, free 3 not going nuts? Why are we not seeing from these other receivers? And I think it's just because Sam Darnold is just not who, I mean, I don't know how many people thought that he was like very good, but probably part of the problem is like Sam Darnold's a quarterback and he's very limited in his capabilities. Don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. We've seen him be limited as his capabilities. Like, they masked it for the front end of the season in some softer matchups, and then all of a sudden we see, 3 picks 2 games ago, and we see, Kobe Short said in the chat, we see Sam Darnold is Sam Darnold. Like, you know, like that's a pretty good way of articulating it.
Yeah, sure, he's fine, but like, he's the limitations are pretty obvious.
Yeah. All right, taking a look at the board here, we see the Gibbs go at 7. Ken Walker getting the Ken Walker treatment. Ken Walker still hasn't had more than 16 carries since week 1. I think that was the number, the arbitrary number. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Still, that's
oh, never mind, I lied. It was prior to that Rams game. So he had 25, and that was classic. Classic John made up stat. It's gone now. I'm going to take Mike Evans, dude. I know I love my guy DK. I love that game environment. I think I might like this Mike Evans game environment a little bit more. Maybe it's a little sketchy to take the Q-tag guy over the guy who returned a week ago, but I'm going to go ahead and take Mike Evans there. I am aware of the cliff fall off at this running back position, as you alluded to.
Yeah, it's stark.
I'm going to tempt fate here. I'm going to test the waters here.
You should be fine, but I mean, it is no joke, man. It is. I mean, you saw it as we were looking at the slate. It is no joke. I think I'm looking at Terry here. Also looking at these RBs. Now let's go Jacobs. We just got that Marshawn Lloyd not coming back. That's one less thing to worry about there. We'll do a little Jacobs. That's my guy. So gotta take him. Got to take them.
Here's a good shout from Paid that the Arizona defense is a tad disrespected. Yeah. I mean, just go no further than 2 games ago, when they played the Chargers, and look at what the Chargers have done to every team since, and then look what Arizona defense was able to do against said Chargers. Interesting one.
Yeah, I think they are a little disrespected. I think of them as much softer than they've shown.
Evan's got the green added to him now. That's going to make people want to click him.
Yeah, that green active tab is huge. Like it really does make a really big difference for guys, which is kind of funny, but it's true.
Yeah, this is interesting from Crutches. I think maybe it's a little bit of game script stuff, and maybe because they're a more competitive football team this year, the Vikings, that is, that it's a scheme thing he's suggesting with the JJ stuff, because Sam Darnold's still making more throws than Nick Mullins was. But I think last year they had more ability to play like the YOLO style football. This year they're like in that situation where it's like we could still make the playoffs. We could win the division. At one point they thought they could win the division after that 5-0 start. So they were instantly like a little less like, Sam, don't just throw it into fucking double coverage at JJ every single time. Whereas like the Nick Mullins, Jaron Hall, like all that era, they were just like, just fucking throw it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I obviously think that he's better than Nick Mullins. Like,
for sure.
Yeah. Like, there's no question about that. But, I think they probably anticipated on doing a little Drake May style with like would we have seen JJ McCarthy if he never got hurt by now? Like they've been playing well.
Mm-hmm. I think the team's probably playing too well, but I think we might have seen JJ earlier. Like there's a non-zero chance we may have never seen Sam Darnold. They liked him from the jump though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a shame.
Let's okay. So Vikings are 8-2 right now. They could still win the division. Packers are coming up on them at 7-3. Lions are 9-1. They still have a head-to-head. I don't know, man. They were really bullish on Sam Darnold from the jump.
I know.
Maybe nothing would have changed.
Yeah, they started off so goddamn hot, and now I think they're. Yeah, it's hard to see them making much noise, but
let's see here.
They might figure something out.
Okay. Vikings have the Bears this week. Then they have the Cardinals, which is proving to be a tough game, but that could be a fun one. Then they got the Falcons. That's got like all the shootout potential in the world. Kirk Cousins revenge game. That could be a fun as fuck back and forth. Air it out. Then they get the Bears again, but at home. Then they go at Seattle, and then they close with 2 huge divisional games versus the Packers and the Lions. They could still win the division.
What?
Yeah, they could still win the division.
What are you talking about? The Vikings?
They're 1 game back of the Lions, and they have a head-to-head left. Like the Lions are a wagon, but I'm saying there's a non-zero chance they could still win the division. Like it's probably like 12%, but they could still win the division. That's not crazy to say. 2 games versus the Bears, a shootout versus the Falcons. They beat Seattle in Seattle, and then you just have to take a head-to-head versus the Lions in the last week.
I suppose it is quite viable mathematically.
Yeah. It's like, it's 10 to 12% that they win the division. The Lions are an absolute wagon.
Giga wagon.
Yeah.
Let's see what the odds are on Lions to win the division.
Oh, they're giving minus 350 or something.
Minus 4.5 for your Vikings.
Well, sorry, what was that? You cut out for a half second for me.
For which?
Both of them. What was
minus 450 Detroit, plus 425 for the Vikings.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah.
Fucking nailed it. I want to do the Bucky Irving thing there, but now we got usurped. So I think I'm going to do Q tag. You know what? I'm gonna set up a
Pun
Baker.
RB. Pun RB. Or Rashad's good. Rashad's good.
I was gonna set up a Baker double and do
Okay.
the Rashad and Mike Evans. Maybe I should have taken Baker first,
I
but
think you'll be safe.
he should still be there.
Yeah. Rashad's good. I was gonna suggest a cheeky running back for you, but
You
yeah.
save that one for when we're back around here and when he goes. Then you could tell everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was trying to set up to do I was gonna do the Mike Evans and Bucky and then not stack it with Baker, like just play like the running back wide receiver, kind of like correlation there. And then I was gonna do Purdy Jawan if it came back. But Poppy might beat me to it here after taking the Debo because that's what he just did in our 6-person as well. But then I had the Darnold to fall back on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad Taysom's not on the main slate for me to have to deal with this week. Okay, so let me go back to this. I'm curious now that we kind of gone down this rabbit hole here. I'm going to click on the Lions. Okay. Lions have the Colts this week. Then they have the Bears. Then they have the head-to-head with the Packers. Then they have to play the Bills and the Niners and the Bears. Okay, so those Bills and Niners games loom large, dude.
Yeah, they've got an excellent playoff schedule for best ball.
Bears, Niners, Vikings. Oh no, sorry. Bills, Bears, Niners, because that Vikings game's week 18.
Yeah. That Niners matchup's probably going to be electric.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope all the pieces are functioning. That's a NFC divisional rematch, right?
Yes.
From last year? Yeah.
Conference
NFC
championship.
Oh, it's conference championship. Okay.
Yep. Oh, yep. Had a lot of Lions, John. Had a lot of Lions. Everybody, there's some really good playoff best ball content, and we'll definitely do a huge breakdown of it with Pete on Up and On the Clock at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I got takes.
Okay, I respect it.
Cause seeing some people, last year everybody had the same lineup in the finals, and like it's a chop fest. What can you really win when you zip it? You're playing. If that we are. Maybe I'm gal-braining playoff best ball, John, but I think we are coming around to a certain style of play with playoff best ball. And I did this last year, and I'm going to do it again this year. Showdown-esque, I think.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, getting densely
exploitative. When you win
type
shit.
Yeah, getting densely exploitative around a couple contrarian teams and then scrolling the F down within them.
More or less.
Yeah, that checks out to me. I like that. I've never been like the biggest playoff best ball guy. This has kind of like been evergreen. The one that I always played the most of and I think it's just because football's in the middle of basketball and football season, and I'm a daily bro, and I'd rather play the daily stuff opposed to, so I just get my 10 to 20 in. So I never kind of like max enter those ones. I've always done the pennant. The pennant has always, jumped out to me. But yeah.
See, I love it because we just advanced all these best ball teams, or some best ball teams, not all these best ball teams for most of us. Yeah. Get this flush,
little stymie
stimulus into the accounts, and you just fire off.
I respect it.
Man,
I like it, dude.
It's the best. It's the absolute best.
Let's talk about what we got going on here. You went with a double Green Bay stack here. You put Josh Jacobs, who has now scored 1 receiving touchdown in his career. You went ahead and stacked him up with Jordan Love there and Christian Watson. Christian Watson getting some love over the Romeo Doubs stuff. Last week, Watson played quite well. I think he had 130 yards, something like that, right?
140, I think I saw.
140, nice. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's a good one there. We both got tight end left here, so we won't talk
Yeah.
too much about that one.
150 for old C Watt.
Wow, 150 last week. Good for him. I mean, that's what he's capable of. And if he adds a touchdown,
Yeah, it seems
to
like
that
he's
one,
coming along, man.
they're gonna need him down the stretch, man. It's crazy to think that the Packers are just like right there, like that whole NFC North, as we were alluding to, like 9-1, 8-2, 7-3, and like Jordan Love hasn't played like particularly break the slate well. The defense hasn't played up to par, and Love's been injured, Watson's missed time, like, and they've just still racked up wins in a tough division. Like, it's pretty impressive so far. Most of their games out of division so far, but still.
Yeah. They're strange, man. I thought they'd be a lot better than they are, but they're like still hanging on. Yeah, I mean, if they can get there to the playoffs, I mean, I'm gonna probably have some Packers teams.
Yep. They're an easy one to scroll on too, because you can kind of take your medicine with any which way. I'm interested to see who Crutches picks out of this. It does feel like kind of like a decent drop off at the tight end position. Like, I wanted Ertz to come back. Chad took Ertz there. Interested to see who Crutches takes here. I don't love doing Hawkinson with Justin Jefferson, which I don't even have the opportunity to now. Laporta with the injury report trending towards playing. I might just take the Laporta stuff there. I know you liked the Schoonmaker stuff, but I'm going to take Sam Laporta and have like a contrarian path in that Lions stackage stuff. Just feels like a talent break off there, but you could have sold me on Komet there. You could have sold me on Schoonmaker. Yeah.
What's Laporta estimated as full, so that's nice.
That is nice.
Nice way to get to the Lions in that game where there should be a ton of points. You drafted a really nice team, man. I really like that team that you got there. Rashad, obviously the skeleton key. I've been taking Schoonmaker just nonstop. I'll make it one more. What's infinite plus one? We'll add like it to the old Schoon there.
Lukey Big Shots with the Anthony Richardson second to last pick. That fucking feels fantastic to me. I might just do the Anthony Richardson. I was so proud of my exposures last week. It was so sad it didn't come to fruition. But when you have number RB1, RB2, tight end 1, and QB 3 on the slate as your like highest exposed, you're expecting to do a little bit better than just make a couple $100. But damn,
it's rough. Nobody
runs worse, Nez. Nobody runs worse than me.
We'll say
nobody.
Nobody
runs worse. Crutch is saying tight end versus Chicago is a solid play. I mean, that checks out. Their secondary's been good, but yeah, that might be a DVP thing. I haven't looked at the DVP chart stuff quite yet. Chad had Jaden, so he takes Ertz. That checks out.
Yeah, he's doing his leaderboard bird's eye view draft.
Yeah, Eli saying Schoon will be chalk on redacted. Yeah, that checks out. Yeah, he will not have been price adjusted because he was a Monday Night Football game one. All right, Nez, for the audio listeners, Justin Jefferson, Mike Evans, Juwan Jennings, Rachaad White, Baker Mayfield, Sam Laporta. Not terrible. How'd you do, man?
Did a little Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, Christian Watson block paired with Devon Achane, Terry McLaurin, and at tight end Luke Schoonmaker. I didn't have a Jordan Love team yet. I like the spot, so I think this. I'm pretty happy with that team. Would have preferred a San Francisco piece on it, but I like it, and I'm going to be in these Dog Bowl streets all week, man. It's the last week, and man, I'm desperate.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all are at this point. I think I got to start hopping in these lobbies, but I allot X amount of time to draft per day, and I always find myself gravitating to the thing that's gonna be what I'm watching that evening or
I
checking
know.
in on that evening. So I always do, you know, if I got 50 hoops drafts to do, I do 50 hoops drafts or whatever. But yeah, I got to make sure last call for Dallas and be in mind of man of my word here and give it a good college try this weekend. All right, Nezzy, that was the end of a very nice meet up, if you ask me. That was a good one for the fellas today. We'll be back tomorrow. We will do paywall. We will talk through a little bit more of the Dog Bowl slate. We will talk through the Primetime Palooza, and there's a 4-game NBA slate. So both of us tomorrow doing that, and then Nez will be on the chip chasing, aka meat chasing, on Thursday night football there to celebrate his Steelers there. Najee Harris, definitely a part of the club, if you know what I mean. And yeah, anything to end the show with, this?
Nope. I'll see you in the lobby, see you in the Dog Bowl. Best of luck tonight navigating this hoop stuff. Stay glued to the news. Stay glued to the news. We got big updates coming. Just stay glued.
Yeah, absolutely. Stay glued to the news there. Underdog Fantasy account and unabated. We'll keep you posted on that. All right. Much love to the community. Best of luck tonight. Thank you for the kind words, Johnny Football. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, notification bell. Back tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern, and then 2:30 for Off and On the Clock on Friday. Everybody's favorite time of the show. The end. Peace.